Ladies and gentlemen.
Are you on a laptop or a phone, David?
I'm on the phone.
Oh, what's that light? There's a light coming at you.
It's a laptop near to me, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm on the phone.
What's new? What's new, gentlemen?
All good.
What's new with you? Where you been, bro?
Huh?
Where have you been?
I was in Vegas last weekend. One of my friends did the show. She won actually.
Oh wow, that's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Mm-hmm. Same coach too, Compton, coached by Compton.
He doesn't miss this guy.
No, he doesn't miss. Yo, bro, I had so much fun hanging out with Compton. I'm not gonna lie, because yeah, we hung out and he just told to Compton. He has a bunch of stories, bro. So whole ride, yeah, the whole ride there for 4 hours, I was mind blown by the story. I'm like, oh damn, would that happen? Oh shit, that shit was fun, bro. That shit was fun. And then nighttime, of course, we get some flour, get a little, you get Compton going. I don't know if Compton, if he wants me to say that, but I think he talked about it already. So, we light up a little bit and then he starts telling stories. It's crazy, bro. It's fun to hear. It's fun to hear like OGs like just relax and tell you all these stories, man.
Seriously, yeah.
It was cool. What's new with David? You off season prep? What's going on with you?
I'm still off season. I'm still fat and trying to force the food. I'm eating just too much for now. I'm like at 8,300.
Damn. Do you actually get fat? I never seen a picture you look fat.
No, I don't really get fat. That's the problem, because I have to force food. I'm like now at the way that Stu was finishing his off season, and I'm taller than Stu is.
Yeah. Wait, is this current? This how you look now?
Yeah, it's 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Post hamstring training.
That's pretty lean still, man. 128. What's that? 290?
284. Yeah, scroll to the right. You will have some back photos.
I don't see a scroll.
You got this. Just press the button.
Left.
Left.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
No. Go back to the photo. And then the small on the right, you see?
Oh, yeah, okay.
On the right, next to the, yeah.
Okay, I got it. Oh, shit, yeah, you're pretty lean, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm nowhere fat. But
that's not fat, dude.
You look at the hamstrings, everything's there. And how tall are you? 5'11", you said?
5'11", 5'10", it's like 181 centimeters, something like this. Yeah, have you started your prep yet?
Yeah. I started my prep.
So how many weeks out are you?
I'm 16 and a half weeks out. So 16 weeks out would be this Friday. This Friday.
When you guys do the nationals, do only the people who are like, top 2 qualify to do the pro qualifier, or everyone can? The one
top
that
5.
does the top 5.
Yeah.
Wait, it depends. What do you mean? Okay, so if you do USAs and you get top 5, you qualify for that.
When you do the regionals, for example, like you have to qualify to. Yeah.
Top 2.
Yeah. Top 2. Yeah.
Top 2. Yeah. Okay.
But
because I was speaking today to Robert Piotrkovich, he's our legend, and he told me that you guys have to be in a top 2. Perhaps that's because you have loads of regional shows, but in Poland, for example, we have 4 regionals in Poland itself, but overall it's like 400 shows this year as the regionals, and
I don't think it should be top two. I think it should just be the winner. Because it's like
It's
I don't
in
see the
Poland.
benefits. Huh.
In Europe, it's everyone. You just have to do the regionals.
Oh,
Yeah, and then you can go the national. I mean, the pro qualify.
I guess from like what's up, Jordan?
What's up, guys?
I guess
What's up?
from like a promoter standpoint, the more people you have at nationals, the better, I guess. More entry fees and just more people exactly. But if you're looking at it from like if you want a good show, you don't need the top two guys qualifying because even if you win, like the first time I won the show, bro, that was 2017, 2016. I didn't. I was nowhere ready to do nationals. I didn't do nationals for another 4 years, but after that, so it's like even winning your weight class doesn't mean you're anywhere close to national. So getting top two is kind of like it doesn't really make sense. I would say overall, but then I won't because I know a lot of pros who actually never won the overall because sometimes it's just a different. They go for something else. So I'll say weight class at least in your weight class.
I have to agree with you on that. You're talking about at national shows, right? Not doing a top two
Yeah.
in each class,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially for the divisions like men's physique and classic physique. Like you've got so many pros now because they even do that at the junior shows.
Yeah, they do the A, B, C, D, E, F, G classes up to the H, I think.
Yeah, you get second in a classic physique division at Junior USA's, which last year had like 200 competitors total. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't even like the nationals, the top two, but it kind of works out though because I can't because usually that second place guy is a pro physique though. I'm not gonna lie, like for the most part from
Right.
what I've seen, but it still seems like a lot. I don't know. It all depends. Like I think it should be hard to get to turn pro. I don't think it should be either. I think it should be very challenging to get pro. So once you turn pro, there's not that huge gap between you looking competitive as a pro. It's okay.
Either not a huge gap or you are already here or there to be anyhow competitive.
Yeah, but but I guess it works either way because if everybody turns pro, the cream is still gonna rise. So it's just a different way of doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the 90s, dudes were turning pro and they were Olympia level already because you get one pro card, motherfucker. You got to be the fucking best in the world just to turn pro.
Yeah,
So
but
you turn
still,
pro.
look how many people have been competing there. Then
Yeah. There's so many more competitors though. So it's a different time. It's a different time. It works either way. But financially, it would make more. I guess it would make more sense financially if you have a lot of people at nationals. It's like 300 per class, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, so like what I don't get is I guess the local show money is not going to go as much to what I want to understand is like if you didn't have as many people going pro, you'd have a lot more local amateur competitors that would stay on the local scene for a lot longer, which would overall bring, I'd say, a lot more money obviously to those shows because not only the people entering those shows, but also all their families that are local, everything, buying tickets, stuff like that. So I don't know how much money goes to the NPC IFPB from the local shows versus the national shows.
Yeah.
But like if you get these pros that you're turning pro, that how many people have you heard they want to go pro and then retire and they don't want to actually compete as a pro, so they'll never pay for their pro, yearly pro card. They won't be competing further. So like I feel like allowing too many people is taking money away from the organization, in my opinion.
You can make
But
that.
maybe I'm
You can make
wrong.
that argument for sure. Let's have the Fit Nation Classic, and then only the overall guy gets the qualification to nationals.
Yeah.
That'll be a good
Nobody
idea,
else.
actually.
Do we count Compton in as the fit nation?
Yeah. Okay.
Because if yes, then we are all fucked. So
Compton is going to be the head judge.
Oh man.
Yeah. But let me
then we
pull
are
up.
fucked anyway, Baidi. So
But at least you know it'll be fair, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't
Were
bullshit.
you just with Justin, or was he
I
in town
was.
with you?
Yeah, he came to LA and then we drove to Vegas for his client's show, and we hung out. But it was fun, man. It's funny because everybody knows Justin. Every single person there knows Justin. So every step he takes, hey, what's up, bro? How you been?
Yeah,
I'm like,
right,
damn.
right.
But it makes sense, you know. It makes sense.
There was some kind of big posing seminar and stuff out in Vegas. Did you not go to that?
No, I didn't go. It was at Torture Gym, right? It was
Mhm.
Hunter
yeah,
was there.
I mean,
Keon.
Milos was.
Oh, Milos was there.
Yeah, Milos
Yeah.
posted a lot about it.
How should I went? That would have been perfect. I know
I
Hunter
heard
was there.
that Keon was pissed because Nick Strength and Power told him that Keon was pissed because of his midsection of this video and so on, and actually
Well,
sent him the another one.
I don't like. What do people want? Like, yeah, like from Hunter and Keon, it's like Keon literally has the best waist in the entire fucking division, and it's like, oh, look at his waist because he breathed out for 2 seconds because he's not fucking distended. Like his waist is tiny.
Oh,
What
just caught him
you
off
talking
guard.
about? Yeah,
Even when
it's like-
he's a little bit distended, we can actually speak about it because they say that in the old times they never had a gut and so on. They just never
Mhm.
had the camera turned on.
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
they took only the best photos, the best pictures were in magazines, and nowadays it's like you are everywhere. You let your stomach go for a second, photos are everywhere. He's bubble gut, bonanza, and so on. You're like, what the?
Who of
So,
us hasn't done that at some point? I mean, I have, and I've got a good
bro,
way.
Yeah,
you know what?
you're 300
You know
pounds. What do they expect?
what do you expect? And my thing is, it matters how you look on stage. But anyway, like Keon should be mad. You know why he should be mad? Because when people start like pointing out stupid shit like that, then everybody starts to talk about it. Because all the little like weird bodybuilding fanboys who don't actually understand the sport like we do, they'll start just, oh yeah, look, oh look at his distension. Why his ab wall split like that? His ab wall was split like that since he was a teenager. There's pictures of him at in high school with his abs split. That's just how his abs look. You can't do anything about that, And then people start pointing it out, and then it gets to the point where it becomes this big thing, like with Phil Heath, bubble gut this, bubble gut that. And I think that actually hurt him on stage because everybody's fucking looking for every little shit. So I think it's annoying that these people are literally the best in the world, and all people want to do, instead of saying, wow, look how great Keon fucking looks, look at how round and lean he is. I've never seen him this lean and big off season, right? It's like, instead we're like, oh, look at his stomach. Like, this is so ridiculous.
But on the other hand, when, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo would make a simplest mistake, even though he scored 900 goals or something like this, people are going to criticize him. So he's the best in the world. He needs to get used on, whenever you get higher on the N rankings, you're getting more haters, you're getting more eyes on you, and so on.
Well, in these pages, I feel like a lot of these pages feed off of, like, if they have someone they know gets a lot of negative comments or controversy, they're going to post them even more because it's only their engagement. If they get it, like any of my posts that have gotten a ton of negativity, they blow up and go viral. Like compared to the ones that get more positivity.
You're right.
So some of these pages, like, they literally feed off it. They post it knowing there's something about this that people are going to really bash or take apart in the comments, and that's what they want.
Negativity always gets more views. Any of my videos that get the most views is all arguments, right? You see all these arguments and change of arguments of people talking shit and fighting each other. That always gets the most views for whatever reason. That's how people's
social media is so toxic sometimes.
It is, but I was there, right? So Hunter was huge and he was lean as hell. Obviously,
he looks insane.
Yeah, obviously
Look.
it looks better in person, but even looking at the videos, like, what is there to talk shit about? I don't. This is 295. You know
Got
how
all in off season.
Yeah, most of our
With visible
295s.
glutes.
That's what I'm saying. Most of our 295s look like shit. This is
Yeah.
probably one of the best 295s I've actually seen. But it's like,
And
oh,
he
look
does
at
look even leaner in person. He
he
100%
does.
looks leaner in person.
Wait, and bigger too. He looks bigger and leaner in person, right? You
Mhm.
know.
Do you
So
guys
it's
think
like-
that he can crack top 5 this year?
Let me see a little bit of Hadi, Nick, Samson. Well, yeah, I think he could beat Brandon, but I don't think Brandon is who he needs to worry about.
No.
I think Andrew would be more of a threat as long as he's in shape.
I agree.
I think so. I think is it likely? Maybe not, but I think it's very, very possible. I think so. It's not
Do you know
unlikely.
what show Andrew's doing for qualifying or no?
I think he will do something in the, you know,
Andrew-
like Texas, something like this.
Dubai. If you don't do Dubai,
Ah, yeah, I heard that he's going to do Dubai, and Rubiel is doing the Dubai.
or Rubiel.
Oh,
I keep forgetting they don't requalify top 5 anymore. I forgot it's top 3. I think
Yeah.
Andrew's the only one in the top 5 that has to requalify because
Yeah,
Yeah.
fourth has
and Nick.
who was fourth?
Oh,
What was
Brandon.
Brandon?
Right, so he doesn't have to requalify. Right, that's what I thought. So just in the Nick, of course, because he didn't compete.
Who else is the? I think there's only 4 guys that Hunter can't beat. I think he can beat anybody else. You know,
But
and mhm.
who can't he beat?
Nick.
He can't beat Derek, Hadi,
Okay.
Nick, Sam. No,
Yeah.
he can't beat Samson either. You know, I don't think he can beat Samson.
Yeah, we're not going to the Samsung subject again about coaching.
Yeah.
Of course,
Now-
it always depends on how far off these guys are too, right? Like if Hunter's like his best ever, which I have a good feeling he's going to be his best ever
Mhm.
with all the gut protocol stuff he's gotten figured out.
Yeah,
I think we'll see his best this year. So
I
it's
think
going
so,
to be different, Hunter. I really feel like that.
I think
What
so.
do you guys think about the Pittsburgh, the guest posing, because it's coming soon?
Yeah, that's gonna be really exciting.
all do
to see
they
all these
have?
guys.
Nick is going to be like 1 week out.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun to see because Samson is still, I don't want to say shredded, but Samson is still lean, right? Because he just competed. Nick is gonna be fucking peeled. You know, he might be more peeled than he's gonna be at New York because he usually gets like flat before he fills out. So he might actually be more peeled at fucking Pittsburgh. And then Derek always fucking looks crazy.
Have
Ramy
you seen this new posing video of Derek
In the
on
beach?
the beach? Yeah, what?
Where can I find that? On his page?
Do the Bison tries or something like this. They for sure have done it. You know, or just go to Derek's page. I think he posted it. And by the way, what do you guys think if Rami doesn't come? Can he say
Oh.
goodbye, like retire?
Yeah.
If he doesn't
If-
show up this time, it's a
over.
very big
Yeah, I
deal.
don't think you can do that 2 times to Steve.
Even if he has a reason this time, unlike last time, it doesn't matter. I think it's too much. I think it's too much. It's common sense though, bro. It's just common sense.
And do you guys think that he's even going to compete on the Olympia ever again?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Can he can he beat Hunter?
Ramy?
Oh.
Yeah, I think he can.
Can.
But
Okay,
will
so
he?
in the best scenario, he will be 5th.
Yeah, I think so. He's not beating that top 3. At this point, he's probably not going to be Samson because, Ramy gets leaner than Samson, but he doesn't have like a crazy amount of detail or separation that would put him enough ahead of Samson. So yeah, best case scenario 5th.
And he's
And
got to
honestly,
fix all those issues that he had, with his back, his triceps, the holes in his quads. So it's like a lot going on.
the way Hunter's looking right now, he's gonna have a hard time even beating Hunter, and because it's not like he's been blasting full and big this whole time. It seems like Rami's kind of like hanging out, chilling. So, yeah, I don't know if he should come back. I got to be honest with you.
You know what I think is interesting? It looks like Derek's sponsored by TLF and Iron Rebel. Have you ever seen that where somebody gets two clothing sponsors?
No, I guess Iron
If
Rebel,
you're
you
Mr.
can.
Olympia, you just get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, one year didn't Jay have Flex and MD one year at the same time, which
Yeah.
is kind of
Yeah, he was
strange.
writing the columns for both of them.
That's kind of weird, right? But when you're in that position, I guess you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I guess, man. Must be nice.
That's the goal.
All right, who else is doing Pittsburgh?
Andrew Jack.
Let me
Oh,
pull
is
it
he
up.
really?
Where can I find a flyer of that?
And of course, there is on the corner, there is a sign like with Chris
Bumstead.
Bumstead special appearance. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see him in the middle of the off season pose against those big
Nice
guys.
to those guys. I would love to see that too.
Imagine it would bring more people to the Pittsburgh than to the Olympia.
What
The
do you
only
think
thing
it
is,
would really be like, though? Do you think that it would expose the size difference, or do you guys think like,
yeah,
yeah,
Especially from the side,
right, for sure?
I
Because I
don't
mean,
think.
I hate to hear how much these kids think that Chris will. I mean, if he applied himself to open, maybe obviously he's got the genetics, but it's like you can't compare him to the open guys where he's at right now. But these kids that look up to him think that he's like he could beat everybody. I don't know if you've heard that
Yeah.
the younger crowd that just like worships him.
I've
He
even
posed
heard.
next to Rami one time, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because that's the only person who they see on a social media, and few of them actually think that Sibam is Mr. Olympia, like actual
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia, not classic Mr. Olympia.
Right.
I've even heard Sean Ray say that Bumstead would win the Open. I just don't know if Sean meant the potential wise, because Sean is smart. I think Sean meant potential more
Mhm.
so than like this exact physique.
Right.
That's a better argument. But even then,
Potential, we first of all, the thing that you always say, that we can judge potential until we see the potential, and the second
Exactly.
thing, he has fucking sick kidneys.
exactly.
What do
exactly.
you expect him to push like 3 grams of gear just to risk when he's a father and he has this much of money?
Yeah. And
He
like
doesn't care
you,
about Olympia. Olympia needs him, not otherwise.
Right.
I
Agreed.
agree. And you just can't assume that in theory, if something sounds good, doesn't mean it's going to actually happen. Because at the end of the day, he has classic genetics, but open genetics. I mean, his arms are not going to be like open class arms. I don't believe. It's
Again,
How often is this a topic on this podcast? The arms.
I
I feel like it's every time I'm on.
Yeah.
Though, if are Urs's arms better than Chris?
No, it's not.
You know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, no, I don't think they look better in the poses. I think Urs has better arm genetics though, like better inserts, because Chris has really short triceps, short biceps. They're probably bigger than Urs. It just doesn't look very, very appealing. I think if Urs got his arms bigger, it would look more impressive. Just because the look. But yeah, I don't think Chris should do I guess posing against the open guys, because Chris doesn't look he's not an impressive offseason guy. He kind of
No.
gets like smaller and fatter, whereas
He doesn't
Urs and
care.
Ramon, I know Urs looks really impressive offseason because he gets fucking huge and round. So
I think
that
now
would,
he won't.
he won't now.
I think he will change his strategy because
Think
look,
so.
when you watch his last showings, what he lacked? Actually, the definition and the freshness. When you push your body weight the way that Jordan has, or I have, for example, for the first time, because it's like first time reaching this size, we are going to be a little bit inflamed at the first showings, for example. I think at least.
I agree.
And it's the same. We know Urs, when he pushed to like 130 kilos, something like this, he had trouble making the weight, and you could feel it.
Look at your old competition pics before you did HGH, before you did insulin, before all of that, and look at the separation in your body when you were smaller. It's different, right? It's a little different. I had like splits up and down my biceps and all this shit that I just don't see it anymore. I don't see that shit anymore.
I just have some striations like under my chest, you know. I don't pin my quads, then so I have straight quads, but on my glutes. But when it comes to my shoulders, they look just like a bloops.
Yeah, basically. What's up, Xavier?
Hey, Xavier.
What's up, my man? What's happening? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Zaid? What's up, Xavier?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
Not much. We just talking
What's happening,
about what the fuck are we actually talking about? I don't even know what we talking about.
You were jumping from the
striations
subject to
when you're
subject
natty.
somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
Dude,
lost too many of my lines, I'll be honest, bro.
You think you haven't?
I don't think I have.
don't think you have
maybe
either.
some, maybe my shoulders, but like my legs are still super separated from.
Yeah.
like,
Do you pin your legs though?
What is it?
Do you pin your legs though?
Yeah,
Okay.
Do you still pin your
But-
legs?
yeah. My
Oh.
sweet.
And do you use like lots of therapy, like massages and so on?
Not nearly as much as I should.
Yeah.
That's
That's
one
we
of
all
the things
should.
that like a lot of like Martin Fitzwater gets on to me about. He's like, dude, I can just look at you and see you're so tight. And so I have lately. This dude worked on me for like 5 hours a couple weeks ago. And he works on a lot of other guys, but yeah, I'm trying to do it now, but believe it or not, I've kept like a lot of my lines that I thought would have disappeared. Every time I come back down, I'm like, okay, I probably lost some quad lines or something, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So far, we'll see. We'll see.
And how
Sometimes
old
with the
are
extra
you?
muscle, it pushes more out towards the skin, you know, like some guys. Then other guys, it's like sometimes just the more stuff, it just seems to sort of blur the lines a bit.
And for how long
interesting.
have you been doing it, Jordan, as professional competing or being serious about it?
I mean, I got real serious about bodybuilding like 2017,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
first PC show, and
you
then
just wait 2-3 years more, and it's going to be the same.
yeah, just not
Well,
been long enough.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been
yes.
at it training hard for 10 years, but I was enhanced as far as since like 2016. So
Yeah, so I'm since 2013. So
Okay.
3 more years, and you're going to turn into blue. Beatty has been like Obelix from Asterix and Obelix. He just jumped from from his birth to the juice.
Yeah, but basically, now Jordan's progress is also like is consistent. You know, it's like super consistent. Like every year he's getting better, better, better. So he's not like he's getting big for sure, but he's not blowing up like losing proportions and shit. You know, it's pretty
trying not to, for sure.
linear. Yeah. But I mean, this is by far the biggest I've seen him for sure. You know.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Jordan,
it.
it looks like you're doing it the smart way, man. Like the thing is, like we was talking about with the conditioning thing and losing the lines, you see some guys, they blow up in 1 or 2 years, like a huge
Right.
amount. And yeah, they might do better on stage, but it seems like they're sort of capped potentially because like potential wise, just because they can't get those lines back. So
Right.
I think you're doing it the right way, man.
Well, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I mean, we stayed decently lean for I hit 300 in the morning this off season. I didn't think I was gonna hit that because I've been off stage since Texas Pro, so like it's not been that long of an off season. but it's been the most productive one for sure. I think I respond better when I stay like leaner and don't push too long. So this one seemed super productive, and but we still stayed decently lean. I never got like super fat. Like that's almost the heaviest I got. Is that picture right there?
Yeah,
So-
that's
But the
good.
biggest, surely.
Yeah, so
okay.
we'll see what happens when I come back down, and if I lose any of my, waist control or anything. That's been one of my focuses, is to get better waist control. It's something Milos actually told me he wanted to see better for me after Texas, because like I have a good midsection. I just got to keep it controlled better.
Yeah,
This
it's
video
man,
of 300 pounds is good one.
which one? Oh yeah, I saw
The
that.
the
Oh, the
300
300
pounds.
pound life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video is awesome, dude.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was my wife's idea.
Yeah.
She's
Tell
like,
us, what do you think about the
how
newbie?
difficult you're- What is it?
Tell us, please. Tell the other dudes actually. What do you think about the newbie? I've seen you use it too, because they give me shit every time I use it. And
I
they-
really like it. So this one's a different. Have you heard of the new X?
no, but I've seen it on Instagram. It's like
I
the
don't-
rival brand to the newbie fit.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I haven't tried the newbie. I've only tried the new X. So Elias McCall, his wife, works on me sometimes here with the new X, and when we're training and stuff on occasion, and she's really helped me. Like legitimately, she put the pads on my right tricep, and I just did like 2 sets, and then we were switching to go over to the left, and the pump I had from 2 sets on my right tricep, it was like hanging, and my left tricep just looked flat. The difference was mind-blowing. And I've actually had this guy, Charles Williams, or Chris Williams, sorry. He worked on my back with the new X, and like did some massage therapy on it as well. Just completely opened me up. I'm a believer in it. I didn't know what to think of it prior, but I mean, I wouldn't make fun of you for using it, bro, because I really think it works.
You hear that, Beatty?
Yeah.
He actually
Yeah.
uses it and benefits from it.
You
Look
couldn't
how proud he sounded. Like,
you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to use that bullshit.
Hey man,
Nah.
he's 300 pounds legit, bro.
Yeah, bro. This'll add some serious size to you. I've only tried it a few times, but it really did. I noticed a difference in the connection. And like for instance, my elbows hurt really bad when I do triceps a lot of the times. If they're like, I don't know, if they just I had a rough week with training and I was beat up, but she would put them on my triceps, the pads, and it would cause me to feel the muscle and not the joint at all. Like completely took the joint pain out to where I could contract it harder without having to like lock my elbow out harder. So it's a totally different feel.
I want to feel all that. I want to feel my joints and tendons fucking working too.
You want to hear them cracking, snapping?
I want to get that old school. Man. I want to feel them damn elbows crackling and shit.
you know, actually,
guess
when
we know.
you're, for example, when your knees crack, it's easier to count the reps.
Yeah, yeah.
baby.
1, 2,
Hear it.
3.
Oh,
Bro,
man.
C-bum's torn up, man. He's got like 8 different torn things on his
Yeah.
body. So follow the protocol, man. Tear it all up.
I think some people need to be careful. I've had clients where I'm like, yo, I got to be honest with you. I'm sorry, I kind of showed you how to train hard because you shouldn't be training hard. Like your body cannot handle it. Like you're gonna have
I've met
to
a
find a
couple people that are that way.
yeah, I'm like, you're gonna have to find a different. I know you like training heavy, bro. You can't do it, bro. Like Elad, Zayd, Elad. So he likes to train and he's strong, but I feel bad that I even showed him how to train hard because he keeps breaking and tearing shit. And I'm like, yo, at this point, I want to see slow reps. I want to see everything slow. I want to see high reps. Get the newbie, do something because if you keep training like this, you're not gonna make it for another month. Everything, So I think some people have to be really careful.
You know
Where
what's so funny, Beatty? He looked better doing less.
Exactly. Less weight, less drugs, less everything. Like, that's why when I say training hard, let's just say, let's all train to what our body can recover from. Forget Branch and Ronnie. You're not Branch, you're not Ronnie. Don't try to be like them. None of us are.
Yeah.
So train for what your body can recover from. I don't care if everybody makes fun of you. Oh, that guy doesn't train hard. Who gives a fuck? It's irrelevant. You know, it's about progressing. You can't progress if you beating your body into oblivion. You know, just because Paul and fucking Joe is fucking incline shoulder pressing 4 1/4. That's fine. I'm not doing that shit. You go take that shit off. I'm not pressing that shit. You know, it's okay if everybody is. That's not for everybody. Those guys, they just add more weight. Everything they add more weight. They just keep going. They don't stop. You know, if your body can handle it, and Joe is growing, so keep doing it. But some people can't do that, man. So just don't feel pressure that you have to do that as well.
I think it's a very genetic thing. I can't do that either. Like I can't really shoulder press at all. Every time I end up having joint issues, tightness through my pecs and everything, it's when I'm shoulder pressing. As soon as I stop shoulder pressing, I grow just the same from doing laterals and incline presses and just laying off the shoulder presses. As much as I'll see these guys doing heavy shoulder presses and I really want to do it because it looks fun, but it's not worth it for me. But for whatever reason.
You know what doesn't look fun? They're wearing the casket for like 3 months.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What you were going to say, Xavier?
Yeah, I was just going to say, man, when I actually prepped for the last time I competed, I trained the least, well, not the last time, the time before I competed, I trained the least hard that I've ever trained for a contest. But I think everyone's idea of training hard is different as well. So I think I used to just push myself into the ground, and then it's like, you know, you start to tell yourself, you're like, oh, that's when the conditioning comes in, but you're actually overreaching heaps by overtraining as well. So, and I just never knew when to pull back. And the last time I competed, I did like the shortest prep ever. I responded so insanely quick that I was like, how am I changing so quickly in terms of adding muscle and losing fat? Because I was literally just doing it, man, for a transformation challenge, because Redcon put up like 50K for first place. I'm like, I look like shit right now. So I'm like, I can change in 10 weeks real quick. So I did that. And then everyone's like, are you competing? I'm just like, no. And then I decided to, but I was sort of taking it easy on my body because I've had fatigue before. So taking that, like pulling back where I'm not going, you know, all out every set in the gym. I'm, you know, building up to all out last set on each exercise, and that's it. You know, for 4 exercises of body part. Man, my body just responded so much better. I got the biggest I've been and the leanest. So I was like, there's something to this, you know, where you have to, you know, you have your workouts where you push it a little harder, but then you still got to pull back a bit because your body, I think everyone's central nervous system can take a certain amount. Like you got dudes like back in the day, like even you think of it in athletics, you got like Kobe back in the day who would do practice for like 3 hours and then put up shots for like however many more hours. It's like, you think about it, a lot of people can't take like 6-7 hours of training a day, you know, in any form, you know, and I know I'd burn out, man. So it's, I think everyone's completely different like that. Like you said, Ronnie training every body part twice a week. It's like, and hard. So it's like, I'll just, you know, injuries and burnout, you know.
What I want to know is, was Ronnie actually recovering, or he was just such a freak that he grew anyways? Because maybe he was, you know, because it's like the position he's in now, that lends you to believe maybe he wasn't fully recovered. Maybe he was digging himself into the ground for, you know, 10, 15 years, right? I would say more than likely that's probably why. You don't agree, David?
I think so, that you are right when it comes to his last year. Before, he was just recovering pretty well because we haven't seen like any disbalances and so on. And the longer he went, we saw the, you know, lats being not.
Yeah, no, what you're saying is basically like when he was this age, his recovery was here, and as he got older, it was, but he didn't pull back like the way Jay Cutler and Dexter. They kind of like, you know, because this happens, right? But then what they do is like Jay and Dexter, they pull down their training as well. So what Ronnie did, he never pulled it back. So he just kept going here in age, recovery kept getting lower. And then it kind of shifted. to a point where he probably couldn't recover later on in his career, is what you're saying, right?
I mean, you got to match your training to your recovery for sure. And obviously, Ronnie, if he built that much muscle training that hard, he had an insane ability to recover. But yeah, I guess to an extent, because maybe like what he's saying, maybe it
decreases
down later on in life, you know.
Yep. Look, even what Dorian said, that what he has been told, that he's been told by the end of his career that he should have chilled and that he would have lasted way longer. He wouldn't be this injured. And for example, if he towards to add this 2.5 pound per side, added just another set that might have benefited him, or just added a drop set, rest pause, any kind of, you know, intensity technique to just make your volume higher.
The crazy part is Ronnie and Dorian, they didn't have to improve to win more. No. They could have stayed exactly the same as long as they stayed healthy, right? Because because they went backwards because they were banged up. So you can make the effort. You can make the case that whether Ronnie would be better or worse, but it doesn't matter if he wouldn't be better if he trained differently, but he would have lasted longer. That's just for sure. If his training changed, he would have lasted longer. And all he needed to do was last longer, and he would have won at least a couple more. If you think about it that way. So we could argue, well, would he get more gains if he trained with better form or less gains? Well, that's irrelevant. He was good enough to win regardless. So he still would be good enough to win. It's just that he would be able to last maybe another 5 years, which would have more than likely allow him to win more Olympia titles. That's what Dexter did. That's what Dexter.
There is a point of your career, I think, that you should stop caring about the gains themselves as the muscle, as the size, but focus more on the. It's hard to even say it because look at the Ronnie's quality, but focus on the quality.
Yeah. Good luck trying to convince like an open bodybuilder to stop getting bigger, It's like
we'll never feel big enough anyways.
No.
Yeah. Every time you want to pin, you are like, yeah, it's a little bit too much, but
it's like Phil. It's like if he would have just stayed like 2011, but there's no way that he's gonna look at himself and be like, I'm gonna just stay like this. Nobody's gonna do that, So everybody's gonna do the same shit and reach a point where maybe it's too much, then they pull back, right? Like Sean Clarita last year.
Look at Lee Haney, man. Lee Haney was one dude who just didn't. He just, he's one guy that never just did anything crazy. He just continuously improved, kept healthy, retired. And he does have a few little health issues too, man. So had he not retired when he did, maybe he wouldn't be here, sort of thing. So he nailed his career. Perfect.
But would actually Lee Haney, if he would have stayed for a year longer, would he beat Dorian?
Who knows? That's one thing I think about. I've thought about that lately, man. Like had he, because his best year was his last year, so would he have improved more? And then you just don't know. Dorian was good,
I think maybe he could have beat Dorian maybe one more year, but I think Dorian's mindset. I don't think Dorian beats him on genetics, but I think Dorian's mindset would have, because he would have always pushed harder. Like we just said, Lee Haney wasn't somebody who pushed harder. He was I'm good enough to win, and I'll just keep it here. Whereas Dorian would have kept pushing until he beat him. So
but I think Xavier said, he said a really wise word, because look, it was his last year, which was the best. The best, he became the best because he actually had some competition. Before he had no competition. He had guys who were like 50 pounds lighter than him.
Yeah, true. Because when Xavier first said that, I was going to say, well, yeah, Lee Haney didn't have to push because nobody was even close. But at the same token, if people were closer, maybe he would have pushed even harder, and maybe we would have saw an even better Lee Haney, right? So it's like, so in my head, I'm like, okay, he didn't push because nobody was close. But what if he had Dorian pushing him or Ronnie pushing him? Would he have lost, or would he have just stepped his game up?
What age did he retire?
Would he have upped the dose?
Exactly. He retired at 31.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
young.
so look, he wasn't even, and you know,
His prime.
he wasn't even old. He was 31. He still could have
Imagine how
progressed
big he
like
could have
4
been
or
at
5 years.
35.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
even hit his prime, bro. Like 31, I think your prime as a male open bodybuilder is like 35. And honestly, like for some of the black guys, I think like 37, 38 sometimes they hit their best look, you know.
When
Well,
did
Jay
Roden won the
Huh?
Olympia? 39, Roden?
Roden 43.
43, man.
40. Yeah, exactly. Look,
Most of the Olympias are late 30s.
Roden didn't turn pro until he was like 34, 35, man. I think 35 he turned pro. Cause yeah,
yeah,
that
but
would
actually he was before he had some problems with
he did.
addiction. Yeah, because of his
he had like a
father.
drinking. Yeah, he competed young, and then he took like I don't know 7, 8 years away from bodybuilding.
Mm.
Yeah. I heard
When
about
his
that.
dad passed.
Yeah. So yeah, either Lee Haney would have been better, or he would have lost. I don't know. With Dorian pushing him, I just don't think you can push Dorian mentally. I think
No.
Dorian would
He
beat
was the
everybody.
best.
But
If you-
if you can't look, because Dorian was like, if I can't win it within some years, I'm going to
Mhm.
retire. So we don't know if actually, you know, Lee would have won like 3 times more or 2 times more. Wouldn't Dorian be like, yeah, I'm done?
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe. I don't know. He's just
Imagine if Lee
like a
Haney won
hardcore
110
mindset.
and he. Sorry.
If
No,
Lee Haney won
yeah.
10, I mean, he could have won 10. I mean, he won 8 like a walk in the park. He wasn't even trying.
But imagine
one
if,
of the
imagine if he won 10 and then Dorian's like, I don't even know if this dude's retiring. You know what I mean? He's just because he's still, if he won 10, he only would have been 33.
Mm.
Man, he could have won like
Yeah.
15, maybe. Like, you never know. Like, because he could have kept getting bigger too. You know, he was, what did he retire? 31? And he won 8 Olympias. So it's like 31 years old. Guys aren't hitting their peak yet. You know?
No, I guess if you look at it that way, and he's like, "Fuck, Dorian is gonna push me. Let me up the dose. Let me up the food." Now, a bigger version like Lee Haney at 260 is gonna beat Dorian at 260 because they're the same height. He has better shape, structure, muscle bellies in him. So
I thought Haney was taller, wasn't he, or no?
Lee Haney at 260 would be like unbeatable.
hard to beat. Yeah, he would be way hard to beat.
Yeah.
He had
So-
this much of a waist, like this much.
Yeah.
It just looked
So-
different too, man. It was like it just looked like someone pumped him up from the waist,
Yeah.
Like, woo.
Exactly.
He's such
Be-
a cool
be-
physique.
Because Dorian only pushed it because he knows that he's not gonna beat Sean and Flex and Kevin off of shape and shape and flow and shit. So he had to push. So if Lee Haney felt that he had to push, I mean, genetically he's more than capable of gaining more muscle. He just didn't have to, So that would be interesting. And if what Dorian said was true, if he would have retired after a couple years, then once Dorian retires, Lee would have had 10 already, and then he would have kept going until Ronnie came. Basically, he ain't fucking with Ronnie though. I'll tell you that right now. He's not fucking.
Yeah, Ronnie was.
Well, because Ronnie is basically like Dorian's mindset with Lee Haney's genetics. So that's game over.
That's
Yeah.
98 Ronnie is Lee Haney into 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Mm.
He had the small waist. Yeah.
I would
That's
love to
literally
see
it.
what Lee Haney would have looked like bigger, but I mean, he trains so much different too. Like,
He did.
I had a conversation with him
Stimulate,
one
not
time.
annihilate.
Yeah, he was telling me, he's like, I don't like how the guys train these days. I think that's why guys don't have so much detail and they push too hard and they're, the volume's low and all this stuff. He was like really ragging on the way guys train nowadays, trying to tell me I should change up my training style. And so I think a lot of the guys back then trained a lot differently too. Like Dorian brought in a lot of that low volume style training. So it's almost like, could Lee have continued to grow training that way? I don't know. Like, I'm sure he could, but
I think you get a different look from it. I think that's pretty evident. Like training the way we train now with the low volume heavy weights versus the high volume pump workouts, it's a different look. You see the guys that used to go to Kuwait They were all training that old school high volume, like a couple of reps short of failure kind of shit, and they had like really round, full muscle bellies, but none of them looked grainy or dense like that. Like Rolly, Nathan, Brandon, they had the crazy round look, you know. So, or even Phil's trained kind of that way too, and round, bubbly, full, but not necessarily grainy, not super dense. So I guess I don't know. I don't know if that's all genetics. If Phil trained like Dorian, would he still look like Phil, or would he look like a different version of Phil? I guess you'll never really know. You know.
I think it's
That's
just
just a
the
guess.
density different. I think like I've tried this year, I've tested out going higher volume, more reps. Like I'm training in a 10 to 15 rep range on everything, nothing under 10 reps really. And I definitely noticed like I'm not a round physique at all in general, but like I've noticed more roundness to my physique 100% versus past off seasons, just from not doing quite so low volume, maybe adding a set to each exercise and like going up on the rep scheme. And I have a different look for sure. Whereas I feel like I used to have more of that like dense look, but I was kind of flat, you know?
Yeah.
What we have to remember as well that Lee Haney began his prep, he was like 245 and he competed at 235. He was just losing like 10 pounds. He was always really lean. He was always almost prepared to compete. Imagine if he would have pushed like, do one hard of season. And I have no clue, but I think that what Compton used to say, look, he was like the only mixture of a really grainy physique and a round physique. And how he was training, he's done loads of volume with loads of high weight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Compton, you guys know what MACHO T training is? You're not familiar? So it's basically like, huh?
Sorry, I was clearing my throat. That's all.
It's basically like Dorian style training, but with like lower reps, but like even better form. So imagine Dorian style training, but instead of doing 10 to 12 reps, you're literally doing like 5 to 7 reps, but like super slow. So the time and attention kind of matches up. That's how Compton learned how to train initially. And then he just felt like the volume wasn't enough. So every year he would up the volume. So he's doing Dorian style training, but slowly adding volume over years. So he gets kind of the grainy look from the heavy weight, right? But then he's working up in volume. So he kept getting rounder and rounder. And Compton just kept getting, he was always shredded, but he was getting rounder and rounder and rounder, but staying dense, right? I think that might be yeah. But Compton could also handle, because he was able to eat a lot of food. He was up to like 9,000 calories in off season. So he was able to handle more and more volume because he had enough food to handle it. So he had the perfect body and metabolism to handle that. I can't handle super high volume because I don't get to eat a lot of food. So I would just run myself under, so it worked out perfect. If Compton kept doing that, bro, what he would have looked like at 35 would have been probably the stupidest shit we've ever seen in our lives, bro.
I wonder that because Compton was one of my favorite physiques. I mean, looking at his back double, that I saved that picture on my phone and looked at it like all through one off season, thinking like that's what I want my back double to look like. It was
really
crazy, bro. Yeah, that picture. Yep.
Yeah, but do you guys think that it is the matter of the back or the matter of his shoulders? Because he had such a fucking enormous shoulders that when he hit it, the back double, they just were so round that they made even lats look bigger.
Yeah.
It was just a complete package to me, but
he's big everywhere, honestly.
To be honest, in his back double, I wasn't even really looking at his back. I'm looking at the whole thing. I'm looking at the glute, the sweep. You can see the sweep coming off the quads, the shoulders and arms. You can see his upper chest from behind. Like I was looking at everything. It wasn't like I thought his back double.
Silhouette, man.
Huh?
Insane silhouette. Like just like looking at it, it's like so bubbly.
Yeah. like if I look at Derek's back double, I'm looking at his back. I'm like staring at his fucking back, like what the fuck.
Sure.
But Compton, I'm like, what the fuck? But it's not really just his back; it's everything. Even his skin texture, everything was just. It was so round, bro. That shit was insane. And he was 25, bro. At that
That's
Arnold.
so nuts.
What the fuck, bro? You 25. So I don't know. I mean, to this day, he's like, he didn't work out once. He was here for, I don't know, 5-6 days. He didn't, oh no, he worked out once with us actually. He did shoulders. And I'm with him, so he ate like 2 meals. He had like he gets tuna fish and bagels, and he was having tuna and bagel. And I'm looking at him, and everybody like, "Whoa, you look big!" And it's like, if you knew that he's not trying to look like this, this is just his default fucking bagel and tuna fish body. This is him on the road, you know. This is him on the road on like super low TRT, barely working out, and that's how he looks. So you could only imagine what that would look like doing what the fuck we do, you know. It's crazy, bro. And nobody would believe his doses because we can't relate because we don't look like that. Regardless of what dose we take, we don't look like that. So we
guys,
can't.
what's the funny thing? You said it best, baby, because people can admit that you are better at math. People can admit that you are a better basketball player or a football player, but they can't admit that you were fucking born for bodybuilding like Compton is.
Right.
People like we could all say, hey, Mike Tyson was just better. It doesn't matter how much you box; he's gonna beat your ass because he's just better. But when it comes to bodybuilding, nobody can believe that. It's like, nah, he just takes more drugs. It's like, no,
It drives me crazy, man. It's just like the right of entry. Like, you know, I'm 5'10". Unless I was an incredible point guard, I'm not going to be playing basketball at any D1 school or in the NBA. So, like, why it should be seen the same as height, like your structure for bodybuilding, also not being too tall for bodybuilding, and then like how well you genetically build muscle and get lean. Like there's all those aspects where, like you said, they don't question it for other sports like football or basketball, where these guys are genetically made for that. It drives me crazy because it really is a lot of these people that say it, people that just really have terrible genetics for bodybuilding. There's levels like we all know that guy that's on a ton of stuff and he looks like he's super natty. Like
that's the whole point.
You just see the side effects.
Yeah.
No, because they go in circles, right? Because they'll say, no, it's the drugs. Then you say, okay, so tell me this: how come you're on 3 grams of test and you don't look like Compton? No, because I don't have the genetics he did. I'm like, so you kind of answered your own question.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's like, so which one is it? If you're saying it's the drugs, but then when I point at you now it's genetics, it's like, so isn't it just genetics the whole time? Like you kind of answer your own question.
No.
It's
bro, it's all the excuses. It's well, genetics. He's a genetic freak though. But they've got that special GH.
Oh yeah, that's special. I forgot.
You know,
I forgot
special
GH. I forgot that one. Yeah,
and they've got that other insulin. You know,
they got the Incolex. They don't want to tell you, but they got it.
It's always
right.
Compton did have Incolex, but he only got it like once, I think. I forgot. I think he said he had it once, but obviously
he had it once because I spoke with him about how to use it.
Well, but who's gonna keep up with that price? Like,
bro, I can't imagine paying for that.
Well, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. There's no way.
I'm using it.
Pharma growth is one thing.
Are you on it right now, David?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Let me see your arm shot. Let me see what's going on. Oh shit! Okay.
Special shit.
Does it? What does it feel like? This is great. I want to hear this.
Wait a second. How much did you pay?
Yeah. Let's get the details.
It wasn't much, to be honest. No.
Oh, he got that fake Incolex.
That LR3.
No, it's not fake.
LR3. He uses LR3 from fucking Guru Peptides.
From the Tony Hughes.
Are you showing us inside your fridge?
Oh yeah, let's see.
She's not adding anything.
Hey, Cutler, DVD.
Yeah. Did it come in like a white box, or did it?
Yeah.
Or like a plain white box? Oh, he got that. Forget it.
It was written on with Sharpie.
Oh, that was printed from a fucking printer, bro.
No, it wasn't. Trust me, because I used actually the LR3s and shit. Like, it LR3 works actually,
Yeah, it does. It does.
but it has no comparison to the Increlex.
Right.
Oh, what are you feeling right now? Hands numb.
My hands are fucking numb. What's the best feeling it is when you actually do like 1 or 2 sets and you're pumped as fuck.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
You take
And
a
the
pre-workout?
dosing, yeah, pre-workout. And the dosing is actually lower than we expected. Because Compton spoke about it even on a podcast.
He
Because
did.
he
talked
didn't
about
know
it, doesn't
how. Yeah, he didn't know how to use it, so he started very low, and it worked. So I've just replied. Repeated what he has done, and it works.
Oh. This guy taking notes. I don't even I can't recall what Compton said. This guy was taking notes the whole time, huh?
Yeah.
You're not playing.
It was actually on my podcast.
Oh, a different one. Okay, yeah, because I think he said it here too, but I don't remember what he said. I'm the kind of guy I would just take the whole bottle just to make sure it's real, just see how I feel.
Oh shit! You'll die, dude, if you do that with Increlex. You can't be doing that. Yeah.
How much
Do you
did you
have to
pay,
take it
David?
2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, just to continue to let it work, or
I
do
don't
you
know.
continuously use it like 4 times a
No,
week or something?
I'm using it on weak body parts, so on my push and my quads. And I'm running it like you said, Zaid, like 2 weeks on, 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and I've started with 100 micrograms per use. Then I
Wait.
went to 120, 140. Then I've done 1 week off, 120, 140, 160, and I stayed at that.
Did David say his quads are weak? I don't know about that.
They improved. They improved a lot. And
Okay.
I don't have your waist, so I need bigger quads.
Yeah. Well, I don't have your quads, so I need bigger quads.
But I'd trade your waist for my quads.
Really? See, it's an illusion.
Everyone can say the same thing. If you have a nice waist, you will be somewhat of a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
The proportions make a big difference.
By the time I stepped on stage, my legs were gone. It was like my legs were like 23 inches by the time I stepped on stage. But because I have a good waist, it made it look like I had some sweeps. So I'm like, oh, okay, I have a little bit of sweeps there, but that shit was gone. Oh,
Maybe that's what I need. I need some Increlex in my life, bro. He's making me think about it now.
Bro, I've known a few people that have talked to me about it, but I just can't imagine. I mean, I'm hearing it would probably be like $2,000 a month or something like that. That's the kind of price I'm hearing.
I can get it. I don't know I know I can get it on the cheaper side, but I don't know what that would even mean. I haven't even asked specific questions, but I could get it cheaper than most people probably.
Yeah, but then how much?
The question is, if it comes from France,
I don't know. I have no idea.
It comes from France. It has to be refrigerated the whole way, right? Or no?
I don't know where this guy gets whatever he gets and how he gets it, but from what I hear, everything is in perfect condition and always good and always on time. That's all I know. But I've never actually got anything from this guy. I just heard good things about it. So
does it?
Let me know, Zay.
Is it like a big weight jump? Like when you is it kind of like GH, like you're holding a ton of water like GH?
No, actually you don't hold that much of water because the first thing what I've noticed is I have never been eating this much in my life and stayed this lean.
Really?
No, because I'm actually eating now, as I said at the beginning, 8:30, and I'm not fat. I'm chubby, so to speak, but mostly on my face,
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look too bad then.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
don't
big.
look like I don't look like
We've all had those off seasons.
no. But the second thing is the pumps. Pumps are just crazy. I have
Really.
never felt something like this. And I used before, I don't know, you guys probably ran it because there were some peptides in the back in the day, like LR3, so to speak, which were cheaper
Yeah.
even than these ones that are now. And you could feel some pump. So there was
Yeah.
something.
It was something in there.
But we don't know it was GHRP6 or something like this. But with Increlex, you literally do like, one set. Before you even get to your working sets, you're already pumped.
Man, that sounds amazing. My
Yeah,
pumps
wanna-
have not been as good
but-
with my
but-
food.
Me too.
If
Me too, Jordan. My pump's been kind of like, nah, you know.
I hate that.
but guys, if I would consider paying this much, I'd rather push GH higher.
Me too. Me too. But back to Jordan, I think we got to get more deep tissue work because every time I get deep tissue work,
Yeah.
my pumps
Yeah,
are
that
crazy.
is true. Yeah, I definitely experienced the same thing. So
I don't have time, bro. Like, when the fuck do I go? I'm busy,
I-
man. I can't just
Well-
lay there for a fucking hour.
Well, then, yeah, and I told you how long that guy worked on me because, like, he said he worked on another buddy of mine. He said he was like with bodybuilders, it takes him a while to work through everything. It like my back and hamstrings and glutes and especially my calves. My calves were a mess. It took like 3 hours. Then we
That
did
shit
Did
hurts.
like the whole back?
just the back of just my back, my
Yeah,
posterior.
but the whole back side, the whole posterior chain.
Yeah, did
You
everything.
must
and
have felt
then
like shit.
the next like that day walking out of there, I was hobbling out of there. I couldn't hardly walk. He did all my forearms and stuff, and
Yeah.
like, I couldn't grip anything for a few days. But after all that faded, my pumps were way better. I felt really good. I could move better. I just need to get it more often so I'm not such a mess when I go back because I let it go for a long time. And then I come back and they're like, gosh, you were just a big knotted mess, you know?
That
So,
that shit hurts, bro. And especially because we don't go often, it hurts
Oh.
even more, bro. It's horrible. So between spending the money, driving to the location, taking the time out, and going through that pain, it just turns me off. The idea of it just makes me not want to even go.
You know how I'm able to, afford the Increlex?
Oh.
My girlfriend is a therapist and she does the massage.
Oh,
that's nice.
oh.
That's
have
how
to
I
pay for
save the
tissue
money,
work.
That's the perfect relationship brain.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna say he sends his used underwear to somebody for some.
That's how he affords it.
That's how you get it
By
there.
the way, what about this package, this special podcast package, Fit Nation package from the
Oh yeah.
anyone messaged you?
Any takers? No, nobody took the bait. Nobody took the bait. But yeah, we got a special Fit Nation package. We got all our used underwear in there, and you have to. if you get the
$5,000, like that.
it depends. If you get the
Yeah.
gold package, we got Nick Walker's underwear in there. That's going for big money. You know, you got Nick Walker.
The one after he won the New York Pro first time.
Exactly, that one.
And he was really happy.
Yeah, he was really happy. You know, he got his
I
signature
haven't
on there.
watched it since then.
Yeah, it got the mutant signature on there. It's just good stuff. Good stuff. You know. Now, if you want the bronze package, that's gonna be mine's in there. It's gonna be like $5.
Bronze package sounds just bad when it comes to that.
Oh man.
Do we have the yellow package as well?
Yeah. We got the yellow package there.
By the way,
All right.
Jordan, how far are you out of the competition?
I'm just under 16 weeks out. I'm doing Chicago Pro, so
Or Chicago?
15 and a half now, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, things are moving actually pretty quick. Like we like to stay really ahead. So it's the lowest my food's been in a while. but still decently high. Like I'm not going super low. I think we're probably still at like 4,500 calories or something like that.
That's babies of season.
I
Yeah,
know. I
that
was
is
gonna
awesome.
say I'm saying my food's lower, and I'm thinking of what Beatty would be eating, and I'm like, well, he's probably eating the same thing.
I got up to 305 with 4,500 and Jordan's cutting with it.
I mean, it would be nice to be able to grow on that amount of food, bro, because I get so tired of eating. I'm so
Ken,
excited to be
I
hungry
think
again.
Ken grows on that.
Yeah, he does. Well, not. Jordan's right actually though. I don't think it's a. I don't look at it as a negative thing. I don't like to eat. I mean, if it's junk food, that's one thing. But clean food, nobody wants to eat fucking 15 ounces of white rice. That's not really fun.
Right.
So I actually much prefer not having to eat a lot of food.
Dude, I was
Even
up to almost like 500 grams of rice on some of my meals. And those were like my middle of the day meals. Those weren't even my pre and post training meals, which were higher carbs. And those were just my average lower meals.
that's crazy. Yeah,
Oh, I
don't.
know. I've got a question. Do you guys
Uh-huh.
think that there are any of the, like must-have supplements?
For what, like health or performance?
Health-wise.
Is it over the counter?
Yeah.
Talking about fish oil, stuff like that.
Yeah, omega-3, vitamin D3. You guys probably don't need it because you have loads of sun, but
I mean, I take
Yeah,
vitamin D3 and fish oil. Like those two are like my absolute must, no matter what.
Same.
I have a pretty good list of other things, but those are the musts.
well, sometimes you don't notice how well something works if you've always been taking it. But I ran out of fish oil like a couple weeks ago, and I kind of just forgot about it. I've been busy, right? And then I'm like, oh, what, my fucking elbows, my shoulders, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, you think it's because nothing else changed. The cycle didn't change, the food didn't change. I'm like, maybe it's the fish oil. So now
Dude,
I just
plus
added
your
back in.
lipids, bro. Like fish oils help your lipids so much, keeping that
Yeah,
HDL up. Like
yeah.
I take like three, I guess mine are about 1.2 grams of fish oil or something like that. They're the higher EPA DHA ones. I take
Yeah.
like 3 in the morning, 3 at night, every day, always. I never miss my fish oil because that one I remember when I wasn't really on top of it, what my blood work looked like years ago versus now what my lipids always are consistently like pretty dang good, even when I got up to like 300. And I know a lot of guys are really big believers in pushing fish oil like as much as you can
Yeah.
and stay on top of it.
I don't even check my blood work when I'm over 300. I just hope for the best.
Don't want to know.
Xavier, have you seen the Phil Heath's documentary?
Yeah, I watched
No,
it.
I didn't see
I'm
it.
actually going to watch that today and do like a review on the channel about it because I've heard it's really good.
I didn't
I
see
think
it
it was the best bodybuilding documentary because it was such a better production value. I feel like it's the $7 Productions, which is the Rock's production company that did it. So it was really, really well made. I liked it a lot.
I gotta see it. Somebody asked that in the questions. They was like, did anybody get emotional watching it? Did you guys get emotional?
I did. I mean,
You
like
see?
I didn't sit there and bawl my eyes out. I just like it was like emotional, like motivating to watch that and see the come up and see what he'd been through and like he had kind of has that story about how he came from having a love for basketball, which I did the same thing. And when I kind of realized, wow, I'm not really cut out for basketball, what do I do with myself? That's when I found the gym and found bodybuilding. So it kind of, even though I didn't play basketball at his level, it spoke to me and was, I don't know, it definitely, they did a great job with portraying that emotion. And it's a very motivating movie to watch. So I know you
Yeah.
got to pay for it. It doesn't come with like any streaming services, but I definitely encourage people to pay for it and support that because it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Where did you watch it on? On Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon.
Send me your account info, Jordan.
But yeah, I rented it though. I rented it. It's gone now.
It's gone there. Anybody still got it available over here?
I'm seeing it
Xavier
tonight.
just
I'll
said
send you
that
the
he's.
info.
Yeah, Xavier just said that.
Okay.
I'll get it on YouTube, and then you end up getting in my YouTube, and I don't know, man. You
Oh.
manipulate some things.
Good that you have. Good that you have. Started your new channel. Then.
Exactly.
yeah.
By the way, I
Beatty will
copied
have one of
your.
them.
Yeah, I copied your thought of thinking, and I started my own with podcasts themselves.
Yeah,
And
the
it
entrepreneur.
I actually saw one of yours pop up. You know how you get the suggested videos? I had one of yours, literally pop up yesterday. I was like, save it to watch later. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got some with Shed, with Sternino, with Luxando, because before
Yes. Yo,
with Kevin.
David, I feel like you
Yeah,
should
cool.
get on more like bodybuilders from Europe because they don't get a lot of press.
But it's hard because most of them don't speak English.
Oh, I didn't think
They-
about that.
Yeah, they speak like Spanish or something like this.
Yeah,
I
I think about that.
wanted to speak to Horse MD before, but he was like, my English not so good yet.
Damn. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but he, I don't know if you guys have seen his interview with Stewart. He's done pretty good job.
it worked pretty. I mean, obviously, you can tell he wasn't fully understanding everything, but it worked.
Mm.
It worked pretty good, you know.
you're only going to get better with English too.
Yeah. When guys smile and nod like this, they don't know what you're saying. If a guy go like, yeah, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Man, my pop used to do that to me, and he speaks English, but his hearing aid, like he'd have hearing aids, but I don't know, he'd always be turning them down if he doesn't want to listen to people and stuff, and man, it just wouldn't work properly, and he'd adjust them and they'd start whistling, but you just know when you're talking and saying something, and he goes,
Bro,
you're just like, he has no fucking clue what I just said.
when I'm in prep, I don't have the energy to be like, hey, what you said? So if you say something I don't understand you, I go like this. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So, like, would you guys rather, when someone can't hear you, would you rather them say what all the time, or would you rather them just like nod their head and act like they heard you? Which is more annoying? To have to repeat yourself over and over, or like to not even be heard and they don't even care?
So they would be like, every time you say something like, what?
Yeah. That's what I feel like it's like.
If it's
me
like
and my
that, then
wife.
fuck that, just nod.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you said
them
something.
do like this.
Yeah, like oh yeah. Unless you said something really important, then you're like, hey, what? You say yes? What are you talking about? Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Why did you say yes?
Right.
Dude, I always think it'd be
sometimes in my house when me and my wife are talking to each other, I say something, it's always what? I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to repeat myself again. I almost wish she'd just say, okay. Like,
Dude,
like, heard me.
tell her to
what's
do
the
that while
best
you're
part?
prepping. It'll only get worse the closer you get.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
The best part when it comes to your women, as you said, as you're prepping, and she's like, what? And you just ignore it because you know that she's not going to hear it, and you don't want to repeat. And she comes to the kitchen where you're sitting, and she's like, what did you say? And you're like, fuck off.
That's what I said.
Shit
Basically.
escalated quickly.
In a nutshell.
But she didn't want it bad.
No. All right. Let's make some rounds. What's going on in this in the IFBB NPC? Let's see.
Let's laugh at Stewart as he's not here.
What is this? What show is
The
this?
One Bros Pro, the classic show. There are 6 guys.
Oh wow, okay. We're not gonna cover that. Charlotte Pro.
That guy's waist is freaking me out, man, in the middle.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. What the heck?
That looks
Is that
weird.
real or what?
Yeah.
I think it's real, but I don't know if it even though it's a tiny weight, I don't know if that looks good per se. It looks weird. It's like freaky, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of.
You don't-
It looks like because of his waist, he looks now like just a skinny guy.
Kind of.
But do you not think if he's actually natural, 21 years old, that's what it says there. I mean, that's some genetics there. If he's 21 and natural, I mean, you could probably slam a whole bunch of shit and you're not going to blow out your waist.
Yeah.
You see
that's
what
what-
Kobe said? He's like getting a little out of hand with the vacuums here.
Yeah, that's pretty. See, when Wesley does it, he looks huge,
Right.
but it looks really good. When this guy does it, the waist looks tiny, but it
Baby
looks a
frozen.
little.
Well, this brings a topic up that I'd like.
What does that mean?
Do you guys get really annoyed at all the smaller guys obsessing over vacuums and like they'll post their check-ins and they're like every single picture is a vacuum and like it's cool, but I think we've glorified the vacuum a little bit too much because
Mhm.
it's to the point that it's like, all right, well, do you have ab development? Do you have a good core and midsection when you're not sucking the hell out of your stomach? And like, I don't know. It's a weird thing to me because it's become so popular and now it's all you see. But it's like, well, of course you can do a vacuum. Before I built up more muscle, like I could, gosh, it was gone, dude. Like there was nothing there if I had sucked my stomach in like that, you know? So I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It started with Nick Strength and Power, bro. Like I remember when
It
he was
did.
going on about the vacuums heaps. Like it just seemed to catch momentum then because it just
It did.
it
and
drives me
his
crazy.
channel, man. He was
Uh-oh.
huge.
You okay, Xavier? You're getting a little choppy. You're getting choppy
Some
over there.
kangaroo internet problems.
I think I'm dropping out.
Yeah.
Am I good now?
You're good
Yeah.
now.
I think a
Okay,
kangaroo
yeah.
attacked
Everyone
one of
froze
his
up on me.
antennas.
Yeah, it's koala, bro. Koala eating the.
eating the wires up,
Do
shooting
you-
the wires.
Do you rather koalas or kangaroos?
Koalas, it's pretty rare to see a koala. Like you'll see them in the tree, but they're up in a gum tree somewhere, you know, like you don't really get near them. But kangaroos, you can be driving around and it's not uncommon to have a kangaroo jump out or be jumping beside your car or in front of your car or something like that. So yeah,
You got as well
kangaroos
this-
I fuck with, man.
Yeah, you got as well these smiling animals. They're always like, me on the off season, like,
Oh yeah, they're quokkas. Man, I think I spoke
Yeah.
about them on a recent episode. They're so I used to live in Western Australia, and the only place they are in the world is literally on one island off Western Australia. So pretty much where I lived, it was pretty much not directly straight out from there, but I lived right near the coast, so you could see the island that they were on. So you get a ferry out there, and yeah, there's these friendly little animals that just come up to you that are like big rats, possum things, and they just they're
Whoa.
happy as. They're
I
cool,
don't
man.
wanna
Look up Quokka. Look up Quokka. You want to hang out?
A
with them.
rat? I don't want to hang
No,
out with no
but-
possum rat looking creature smiling at me.
No, they're fucking cool, man. I'll send you a
I'm-
photo, bro.
they look more like a mini bird.
I've seen these before.
I'm from
Yeah,
New
they're
York,
cool.
man.
I've got photos on my phone with them.
I was gonna say you're from New
That
York.
looks
It's
so
Rat
weird.
City.
Yeah, the rats in New York, they don't smile at you though. I'll tell you that much.
They
I'll
kidnap
send you a photo.
They just take your wallet.
Yeah, basically, take your food. They try to get your food from you.
They stab you.
You send it. You sent it on Instagram.
Wait. I'm just I'll
New
send
York
it
rats.
on Instagram.
I want to see these fucking giant smiling rats over here.
I don't know if this will
Fuck,
show
my
up.
internet's gone slow, bro.
Yeah, it shows.
Let me see. Ooh. Oh, okay.
This-
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I don't mind that. I don't mind
He
that.
said it looks like him in the off season smiling.
That's not that bad. I don't
I'll send you a
mind that.
photo.
Okay, let me go
He
check.
looks like every bodybuilder when he gets a refit.
This one looks like a murderer, bro.
Oh no, this one. Yeah, this one. I don't fuck with that one. That one is concerning me. I don't like
Oh,
this
Whoa.
I know that's a picture I showed you. He
Yeah,
looks
that's-
Quinton just posted update.
Oh, Quentin, let me see.
He looks really good. He looks really good.
Oh yeah, but I think I saw that one. Let me see.
An hour ago.
It's on his page, right?
Yeah.
I gotta try to get him back on the show. Let me
He
see.
looks really
Yeah,
good.
Quince, man.
he does look good.
I like Quentin.
Yeah, even his
He
lats
could be
look
second
like
place
they're
in New
improving.
York.
Yeah, I
like-
mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I
Is
wouldn't
he
be
doing
surprised
New
at all.
York?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, but if he did do New York, he could be second.
Bro, at this point, my mom knows Quentin is doing New York, bro.
Well, apparently I didn't.
I don't know what you're talking about, Zayd.
Because you're not Zayd's mom.
That's right. I don't.
Yeah, but look, his front
Robin
double
said it a few times, bro.
looks insane.
Who's Robin?
Robin Strand,
Let's try
I
it.
don't know. I don't know him.
the one you fucking invite to the podcast.
No clue who that is, man.
The one that
He's messing
actually
with you,
looks
bro.
like this. The one
I
that
know.
actually looks like this chunky rat.
Junkie rap,
Oh
what?
man, he looks like
looks
the
like this.
Quokka.
Quokka.
Yeah, Quint. If Quint wanted to jump in New York for some reason, I think
Beast
he's gonna
mode,
do
bro.
very well.
Yeah.
I think he'll do very well.
Do you guys remember one time he got second place against Joel Thomas?
I thought he should have won that show. I gotta be honest with you.
Me too. I really thought
What
he
show
had
was
that show.
Was
man.
that Tampa?
That
I
was
think
like
either Tampa or
Toronto.
No,
Vancouver,
it was in
Toronto?
Toronto. It was in Canada somewhere. Yeah,
I think it was
Vancouver.
Toronto. Oh, it's one of them shows, but
fuck knows.
I think we all had Quentin winning. I got to be honest with you. I mean, all due respect to Josh. That's his name. I'm sorry, what's his name again?
Joel
Thomas.
Thomas.
Joe Thomas. Oh, the guy with the huge calves.
Yeah.
I didn't know
See,
Joel
look
Thomas beat
Look
Quentin.
at them quads, the cause of Quinton.
Yeah, back then Quint's calves wasn't as big as they are now.
Matt
But
Godson.
it's still big. Yeah, they
Matt
must be
Godson
judging.
special. Yeah.
They must be judging the calves. That's why Joe won. All right, let's see.
Imagine that was
Let's
the
see.
deciding factor.
Let's look Tonio.
Oh yeah, I saw a
Tonio
couple
looks
stuff from
good.
Tonio. I saw
He
this
looks
one.
really. Do you guys think that Tonio can beat Brandao?
I don't think so.
I mean, is it possible? Yes, but is it likely? I think Rafa is just too big structurally. You know, I
agree.
think so, and he's just as balanced as Tonio, just as aesthetic. I don't know if he'll be as peeled as Tonio. If he is, then he's going to beat Tonio for sure. If he comes in, because I don't think he was peeled at the Arnold. I think he was in good enough shape. But if he comes in,
Krizo was 7th, yeah?
Yeah.
Krizo was 7th, Tonio was 8th, and 9th was
Regan. Yeah.
Regan. So look, Regan versus Brandao.
Brendel right there.
I agree.
But because
Brandao.
Zayd, because you say that Regan has a nice back.
He does, dude. I think
He
Regan
actually
beats
does have a good
Brandao. I
You
really
think Regan?
so.
You think Regan beats Brandao? Even
Oh,
Brandao
yeah.
from the Arnold?
From the back, absolutely.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
from
so.
everywhere.
But the entire
Well,
body.
maybe from the back, but not in the front side shots, I don't think.
From the back, but from the
I mean, they measure up
Upper-
really well because they're 10th and
They do.
9th, right?
They
Yeah.
do.
Mm.
I mean, this sounds funny, but I think Regan is actually bigger than Brandao, man. I think he's actually bigger
yeah.
than him.
Dude, Regan is underrated in the open class, man. I don't know why, but this guy has like always
underrated.
without it. Yeah.
Well, he
So
did
what,
beat Nathan.
What place do you think?
He did beat Nathan.
But But what place do you think he should have taken then? Could he have beaten Krizo? I don't think so.
I have him over on Tonio, that's for sure. I mean, at some
But-
point, that much bigger needs to be countered for something, dude. I was going crazy when Sean Clarita beat him. I thought that win
Yeah,
for
I
Sean
didn't.
was
I don't know
bullshit.
that I agreed with that one.
Yeah,
The-
when he
the
beat
funnier-
Sergio and
the-
Regan, that was crazy, dude. That was
The
really
funnier
crazy.
thing, the funniest thing was that Sergio said that if Clarida beats him, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
I love
Dang.
Sergio, but
Zayd is not wrong because I do think Tonio is better than Regan, but depending how you want to judge it, I could see the argument. You know, I could, because Regan's back is really good as well. He was in shape and he's a lot bigger. He's also aesthetic, so you could make a case for Regan. I got to be honest though.
If he flexes the glutes, he would look even sharper in those back shots.
I didn't think Krizo.
But would he though? Because I don't think that
I think
Regan
so.
had striated glutes, and if he would have squeezed them, he would have lost the adductors.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to have the adductors looking that crazy. I think he looks better squeezed glutes. Well, I think we saw one pic when he squeezed the glutes, and I thought it looked better personally. But I was gonna say Krizo at the Olympia. I didn't think that was a good look from Krizo. He was very flat, extremely flat.
I agree. He was.
Regan
So
was
it
bigger than
shows
Krizo at the
It
Olympia.
shows that
which is
they
good.
went for the conditioning.
Yeah, I guess
of
so.
Olympia.
I guess so. Yeah, but I don't know if Regan is underrated placing wise, but maybe from us, maybe he's underrated. But from placings, he seems to place.
You know
Well-
why he's overrated? I mean underrated?
Right.
Because we all expect so much from him.
Yeah,
We know that he has
that's
so
what it
much
is.
potential. And we
That's what it
see
is,
that
yeah.
he's going to be great. Just a matter when.
Yeah,
You guys seen him in person? He is huge.
no, he's definitely big in person. He's very impressive in person. I got to say that.
Very
And he's
nice
very-
guy too.
Very round. Now, beating Nathan is a big deal, man. Nathan
That's a big
is
deal.
Nathan has the most wins than any other competitive bodybuilder right now. I think by far. Is anybody even close to 11 wins? Who has fucking? I don't think it's even close. Who's the second? Who has the second most? Samson. Samson won a lot of shows.
Brandon Curry.
But you mean like right now?
Yeah, in general, how many shows active bodybuilders?
In general? Active bodybuilders. Okay.
Brand?
Brandon's got how many's he got? I don't think he's got as many as Nathan, does he?
No,
He's got
but at least
Olympia, Arnold,
Arnold's-
Brazil.
he had at
Maybe
least
like
six,
or something.
maybe six.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like six. Hadi probably has what, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Samson has like he don't have that much. He hasn't won that much shows. Maybe 6.
Brandon
maybe
How
five.
has
many did he
6.
win last year? Like 3 shows? Didn't he win like 3 shows, Samson?
He did,
Yeah.
but before
Brandon
that,
has 6.
Qualified
Yeah.
for the Olympia once. Yeah, he's only won like 4 or 5
I
shows.
think Ian is the closest.
well, he's retired now.
He's retired.
Yeah, but in
Mhm.
terms of like last year, you know,
Yeah, so Nathan is literally the winningest bodybuilder currently competing, and Regan beat him. So that
Yeah,
says a
it's
lot.
like also relative to what shows you won. You know, like I mean,
That's true. That's very true.
makes a big difference if we're talking
Mhm.
like what show says Brandon Curry won and
Yeah,
what show says Samson won. You know, like when they won Arnold's
and Olympia. Yeah, good
It's
point.
like-
Good point. Like Hadi winning Olympia and Arnold is gonna weigh pretty heavy, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
it's still
and Hadi, look how many shows Hadi should have or could have won in how many people's eyes.
every single show he's done, he
Yeah.
could have or should have won. I
Exactly.
can't think of a show that if Hadi won, that anybody would have complained. Every single show.
Yeah.
I think he should have beat Flex Lewis his first show. You know,
I
think he
heard
should.
that it was the midsection problem.
Yeah, but he had the best abs on stage still.
No, I heard that he was distended between poses a lot. And wasn't it that
Hadi
year
was?
that when yeah, Hadi, but because haven't it been just that year that Sean has won with Phil as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was
Yeah,
probably.
that's why perhaps they pushed him.
Flex's abs were washed out. Like you couldn't see any ab detail on Flex that show. He
Yeah,
was
but it
off.
was flat.
It was flat. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hadi
Yeah.
was distended, they said.
See
Crazy.
who
Now Hadi's waist is like gone,
perfect.
dude. Like
Which is hard to believe, you know?
yeah,
Okay,
it's crazy to reverse that how much he has.
That goes what Jordan was saying earlier about these vacuums, right? It's like I feel like Derek Lunsford would get rewarded over Hadi when it comes to midsection. But what are we judging here? Because I could make an argument that Hadi has the best midsection in the entire league because we're talking about Hadi can hit the vacuum if he wants to. He just doesn't make it a thing. But when he flexes down, nobody's abs are that etched out. So
Right.
how can you say? Can you really say Derek has a better midsection because he pulls a vacuum and he has a small waist? It's still a bodybuilding contest. It's a muscle show. So isn't it the muscle? So
Dude, I think the IFB should come down on it because they said with the side tricep, they can't hit the front tricep. But with the ab pose, Tyler Mannion came out and said, you know, the guys are allowed to hit the vacuum. So that can be it. Derek doesn't even need a crunch at all. He can just pull up into a vacuum and that's the pose. And it's like, how the fuck do we judge that?
Yeah, how are you supposed to compare
Hardy's
it?
crunch dab pose.
That's weird.
I think they should
compare
be
at all.
allowed to crunch.
Jordan has
you know?
already said why. Jordan has already said best why. Because kids love the vacuums. Kids, when they see the vacuums, they go ape shit. They just see, you know,
Post it everywhere.
they don't see, they see zero leg. There are zero legs, there are zero arms. There is just
Vacuum.
some guy pulling the vacuum and having some chest. And they're like, he's the future Mr. Olympia. You're like, fuck me.
You gotta be able to hit both because Hadi looks just as good in the vacuum as he does flexed, right? So
Like
if I had to ask,
abs crunched, Hadi wins. Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Okay, so if I ask you guys, whose midsection are you picking? Derek or Hadi? Who has the better
Hadi.
midsection?
Hadi has it better.
Hadi.
Even though like Derek's midsection is also pretty fucking good, dude. But it doesn't. Hadi wins, of course, with this
I
shot.
would say
Derek's-
it's either Hadi or Tonio who has the best midsection in the league.
Yeah. Okay. To go back to Derek, I think Xavier was going to say it. Actually, he actually does have good abs. He just doesn't show it, right? Am I tripping?
Oh, dude, no, I disagree, man. Like, no, not saying he has bad abs, but if you see the ab pose crunched, you see that next to Hadi, it is like a dramatic difference. If I was Derek, I'd pull the vacuum, and I'd be stoked if I was Derek that I'm allowed to pull that vacuum because I think he is closer pulling the vacuum. Just because that vacuum pose, man, that ab vacuum pose is actually freaky. Like it is freaky. But I think it should be part of a lead up, or he should have to crunch it for a few seconds at least, and then pull up into it. And it's like, okay, well, maybe that adds you an extra little point or something, you know, that you can pull with such a sick vacuum. But that's probably not the primary pose that should be judged, in my opinion.
What if they have him in the ab and thigh for like 20 seconds? What does he do? You
know? Yo, that's exactly what I would. If I was a judge and you say you want to hit the vacuum for your pose, I'm gonna make you hold it. I'm like, okay, hit it then. Let's see.
Just wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it because if you can't hold it, then you can't. That can't be the whole pose. And I'm like, hey, go ahead.
He did that though.
Did. He definitely held it. I will say Derek and Keon, because I watch Keon too. I'm like, I want to see if he breathes out because Keon's abs, they're not very appealing, like the separation in it. But it doesn't matter because his front double and front lat, his midsection is the best one in the lineup, you know, without even seeing his abs. So, but I watch Keon and bro, he can hold that vacuum for an hour, bro. He won't even flinch. And I'm like, damn, bro. If you can do that, then yeah, hit that vacuum all day. If you can just hold that shit for 30 minutes, then more power to you. You know, more power.
So you think they're going to reward stuff like that based on the popularity of the fact that people are fans of that? Because like I actually, when I get close to a show, I can pull a really good vacuum and I've never done it on stage. Just because I'm scared I'm gonna lose my breath and like not be
Yeah,
able
smart.
to control after the fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't hit it unless you're prepared to hit it and hold that shit. So if you
Right.
can't hold it for 30 seconds, I would say don't even hit it because
But it's funny because I've made a couple posts where I've shown myself like hit a front double with a vacuum or ab thigh with a vacuum in a posing room, and I get more comments, more people talking about it, like versus my other shots. It's weird.
for sure.
So it's
yeah.
almost like I don't get the obsession either, but you almost have to play to what does well in the current era, I guess. I don't know.
But
It's-
you
it's
do
popular.
have similar structure to Tonio when it comes to the midsection. You have really good waist, but when you would hit the vacuum, it doesn't look good on Tonio, and I don't think that it would benefit you.
I don't think it benefits me either.
Yeah, because when I see you do like, the ab scrunched, it just looks great because you've got the nice abs. It's
Right,
the
they're
same with
long.
Tonio. When he does, the crunched abs, it looks great. When he does the vacuum, you're like, not really.
Like not that
I
impressive.
I don't like the vacuum, Antonio. I gotta be honest. I don't like it.
Especially in the front double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. That's like Dexter. Imagine Dexter hitting the vacuum in the front double. I don't really like that.
That'd
I
be
don't
weird, bro.
I can't even imagine it, man. I don't even. Have
We
we
never
ever
seen it, have we?
No,
I
hell
don't
no, we
think
never
so.
seen it. No,
That whole era, there was no fad for that, so nobody did it.
nobody did it. That's like
Haney did it, and then it was done.
Poor me
If
did
you-
it, didn't he? He pulled up
Who?
into that sort of like sucked up front double.
Yep.
who's that?
For me,
Kind of. Jay Cutler did
Oh
it
yeah,
as
kind
well
of.
a little.
Yeah. Jay Cutter,
Mm.
but Jay Cutter he leaned back, so it kind of didn't look like a vacuum, but he actually could pull
Yeah.
a vacuum. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
strange,
he
but
did all kinds of stuff with his belly, right? Like movements and shit.
you
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about, you talking about
did that.
Cormier?
Yeah, come here.
Cormier did some shit with his belly,
Like belly dancer.
basically. Yeah,
Dude, do you know what I
Yeah.
figured out I could do the other day? I've never done it before in my life, and it's because I'm skinny as fuck at the moment. But I you know how you see guys they can sort of flex their abs and like pulling their transverse abdominis and then just have the abs poking out, so then it goes in either side of the abs and it just sort of looks
I
weird.
think I've got a video of
I've
me
seen
doing
that
it.
before. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
literally just figured out how to be able to do that the other day. It's like it took me a second to sort of figure out how to control it. And then I was doing it, that middle part of my abs was just sticking out, and I was like, "What the?"
oh
And
shit.
I just breathed differently and did something. I think I did some vacuums or something just because I hadn't done it in ages and just see how long I can hold them for. I mean, at the end of it, I was just playing around with it, and it was just weird, man. It was just like something you don't know how to do. Then all of a sudden, you just figure it out just by
Figure it out.
messing around with it. It was real weird, but it doesn't look good. So
Ultimate
it
waist
looks.
control.
Speaking
It'd be
of
cool if I
Tonio,
could do it on stage and make it look cool, but you
Yeah.
could do some. That's how you blow up on Instagram. Just figure out how to do shit like that and make your
Right,
waist
exactly.
look insanely small. But my,
So-
my waist, when I was doing vacuums for that last comp I did, my waist got like if I did vacuums and posted up photos of it, it's like where were my internal organs? Like that guy before. It's like, yeah, I was
Yeah.
shocked at how small I could make my waist just with vacuums and actually having half decent gut health.
what do you guys think of Tony? Are we 2 weeks out? How far are we?
This weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
I thought it was,
Yeah.
April 5th.
Huh.
Beatty,
Okay.
can you open something from the Instagram or
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, what you
Tony
want?
looks sick there, so dense.
I will
Like
send
a
you
man-
what Xavier meant.
1 second. I gotta make sure.
What was I talking about? I can't even remember now.
The vacuum,
Uh-oh.
in the middle.
Send it on Instagram.
Oh
though.
yeah,
Send it on Instagram. But let me go back to Tony. Yeah. What do you
Open up the
guys?
DMs, Beatty?
you guys can't see, right?
I can't see anything.
Very good. But let me pull up Tonio again. 1 second. How you guys doing today? Everybody okay?
Good. We're just watching
good.
your DMs.
All right. What do you guys think about how Tonio's looking 5 days out, I guess, or whatever.
Insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
he's-
good.
Well,
Very
he-
dense.
Think he added size?
not really. I gotta be honest. I don't know if he did.
That's how I feel like he looks a lot the same.
It's
which
hard to
isn't
tell with Tonio on his own though, because he's got that
Right.
bubbly muscle. So no matter what, he looks huge on his own. So it's like I think we need him to stand next to other people to really be able to tell.
I mean, he looks insane. I think maybe his back grew. Like
Yeah, I
the
understand.
videos I've seen from his back, his back looks insane. Did you guys see
How-
that one video he posted where he's like walking through the gym and it's just showing his
Yeah,
back?
that was insane.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
an anatomy chart.
Tonio's never gonna be 250 on stage, but
No.
how big does he
That
need
video
to get?
to the right, that one was nuts, bro. What the hell?
Yeah.
Look how
How-
round his lats are.
It looks like a venom.
It's
It
nuts.
does. How big does he need to get realistically to? Well, he's already winning shows. So I guess how big does he need to be like a top 5 guy, top 6 guy?
I think it's not a matter of size, but it's matter more like Dexter, you know. If he hits it right and few people are off, he will be top 5.
You think
That-
maybe his hamstrings need to come up a little bit?
Yeah, there's always, you know, like one little part, but
I
Yeah.
it's
think
not
David.
like
I think
I
David
don't
is
think
right.
that he can get huge, you know. I don't like huge. He looks immense. He's big, and he doesn't really need much.
I actually don't think getting bigger. I don't think Tonio adding 10 pounds of muscle is gonna move him from where do you place 8th or 9th? 8th?
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna move him into the top 5. Do you think Tonio with 15 pounds of muscle is gonna allow him to beat Nick and Nick and fucking Derek and Samson and Andrew? I don't think so. So I think it's gonna be like Dexter. I think he's just gonna have to continue coming in 100% and hope somebody slips up. You know,
Right.
and how much muscle is too much? If he said "fuck it," I'm gonna compete at 250. Will Tonio look good with 50 pounds of muscle? I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I,
It's a small
I think
with
fraction.
Tonio.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
I think he has what he needs. That's why he's a top 10 guy. I think he already has everything he needs. Now,
Yeah.
certain places you could
The
say
lower
maybe
body, like in this shot, I just feel like his lower body could be. I think he could add some down there, but like his upper body is pretty set.
what he did.
Yeah.
His
I agree with
quads
Jordan,
do
man.
really well, but it's like glutes and hams kind of.
Well, his glutes are there. It's huge. At least
More really just hamstrings, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
think that just those side shots, man, because you think about it shot by shot, the front double's pretty damn impressive. Front
Yeah.
lat spread's crazy. Like the ab shots, yeah, I think they can improve a little bit, but you go, okay, what shots do need the most work? It's probably the side shots, and I think that hamstring would just complete it a little bit more and just adding it. Just I don't know what body part it is, whether it's a bit of chest or what, but just adding a little bit more thickness in the upper body from the side shots, or maybe
Chest.
just changing the posing a little bit.
Right.
look at his side leg.
Yeah.
You see where his glute ties in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I think-
we're saying he needs to bring up his hamstrings.
Just
I
the
don't think he-
hamstrings.
I don't think he can, bro.
You don't
Think about it.
so?
Have you
Maybe it's
ever-
more about the adductor than the hamstrings.
Yeah, the adductors as well, I would say.
check this out? Have you guys ever seen somebody with a glute that ties in halfway into their hamstrings have dropping, sweeping hamstrings?
Ronnie.
Think about it. No, he did not.
Yeah.
Well, why he didn't have hamstring drop?
man. You
Yeah,
look at how good
sure.
Tonio is there.
Look at Andrew Jack, super low glute tie and no hamstring drop. Look, think about anybody who has huge low glutes inserts. They never have it. The guys with the short glutes always have the drop. Tom Prince has the best hamstring drop ever. He had the shortest glutes, right? Look at
Dude,
Ross Flanagan.
I was about to say,
Yes. Yeah, Ross
a lot of
Flanagan.
white guys have that. you know.
Yeah. Ross Flanagan, the short glutes, crazy hamstring drop. John De La Rosa, short glutes, crazy ham. So everybody who has the short glutes has the crazy drop. Anybody who has the low tie ends, we've never seen them grow their hamstrings. You know,
Yeah, I guess
everybody.
looking at that right there, there's not a lot of space there between his glute and the back of his knee. Like it'd be hard
Exactly.
to build that, I guess. They
That,
really
that
thought
was
about it.
that was like one of Ronnie's only critiques. Like he could use some more hamstrings from the side. I don't think he posed it well, but his entire leg was a glute. His glute went down to his fucking kneecaps. Like how is he gonna, you know, like how can you improve a muscle that has no surface area? There's nowhere for it to go. So it's the same with
Still
Tonio.
with Ronnie's so much leg from the side, you know what I mean? Like, but it was. I think that if Tonio is able to add a little bit to the hamstring, like maybe even just a little bit overall, like you look when he pulls into like the front double, you look at the upper body and you're like, there still could be a little bit more put here and there on front double in terms of muscle, but man, it's not 15 pounds. Like he just needs to continue to add a tiny bit of muscle and just refine the shit out of that physique.
I think so. I think so.
So you think he's maxed out for growth?
No,
he just needs. He just
I
needs to hurry.
I don't think he's maxed out.
He
It's just that
needs to speed the process up.
Yeah, the only places you could say his arms and shoulders and back are there. So I think his chest, I think he can use more upper chest in particular. And then hamstrings, I can't say calves because it doesn't matter. But
I think his back looks better now than it does in this video too.
He doesn't have the back, but the calves actually.
No, he doesn't actually.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way they, as you said about the glutes, it's just the way they attach.
Unfortunately, I think Tonio's gonna have to rely on other people being off to crack the top 5, and that's okay. Oh,
this year or ever?
Huh?
This year or ever?
Can he beat Brandon?
Just in general. Right now, no.
No.
I think Brandon is way too big, in the right places too. You know, but I mean,
they have similar strengths anyway, right?
They do.
Brandon is just wide now.
Wait, this is a YouTube video?
Yeah, 635.
Let me see. Can you guys hear that?
That's what Xavier meant.
Hold on 1 second.
Can't hear you, Beatty.
Huh?
Couldn't hear you for a second.
635.
Yeah, like when you
just wait, not right now.
Oh, that when you bring the abs in. Oh shit!
That, that.
Yeah, that's what I figured you meant.
How the fuck how you do that?
I just flex my abs when I do the vacuum.
That sounds hard to do.
What was your thumbnail for that video?
Gift on a whole bed and how to start the vacuum.
Yeah,
I would have had a close up of your abs doing that sort of shit.
Yeah, I should have called it like crazy abs shit or something like this.
Dude, still change it because I've been watching some YouTube stuff lately and they're talking about changing thumbnails and titles and stuff on old videos and them getting this like extra kick of views. Like if a few more people just click on it, like a few more on a click through rate.
Yeah, actually they leave some comments, something like this, and engagement.
Yeah,
it does work. Yeah, it does work. It's Joe.
Is that Joe?
He's going to surprise many people.
Yeah.
What's he going to weigh on stage?
How far out is he?
260.
I don't know.
8 weeks out? 7.5 weeks out. 7.5. Yeah.
What show is that?
The
Cal State.
Cal, right. Okay, gotcha.
Joe looks fat until like 6 weeks out. All of a sudden, he looks stage ready. and then he kind of just stays that way.
Actually,
No.
when
Do you know who he looks like there?
Who's that?
Vlad Sukarochku.
Yeah. I do see that actually. I do see
Yeah, but
that.
Vlad actually is always quite peeled.
He is,
Yeah.
yeah.
He doesn't
had a
ever
pro
look
body
the
fight.
same on stage as I've seen him in pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Like I always am like, gosh, this guy is a freak show. And then he
He's
does
a
it.
super
He's
cool
great.
guy, by the way. And he speaks
Vlad.
English if you want to invite him.
Oh, I would love
See
to.
that guy in the
think-
middle there?
He speaks really good
Baden?
English.
This guy?
Yeah. Do you know what his name is? He's doing the
No.
contest this weekend in the Classic, making his Classic debut. His name's Livin Ho.
Livinho.
Oh,
Living
that's
Check
nice.
his- Check his profile and see the back double.
Oh yeah. I know who this guy is.
Follow him.
He looks
Yeah,
good. Holy
see
shit.
the video down there. There is a video of him posing.
Living home.
Yeah. They won't get it. Don't worry.
That's a great name.
Yeah. Just ask how he is. How you living, Ho?
You know, Xavier, in Australia, those kind of words are legal. Here, you would get punished.
Oh,
Yo.
you can't use the HO word? HO word.
Yeah, the C
Look at
word
his-
and so on.
Look at his quad sweep, bro. That's
Yeah.
I mean, who's gonna beat him? I mean, that's a
Yeah, there are some guys like Fabinho in Classic, something like this.
Oh, Fabio Junior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fabio
Yeah.
Junior. He's the one who got second to Terence Ruffin at the Dubai Pro last year.
Exactly.
Big dude. Oh, also,
They were saying that
I found out some
close.
info from Miguel Chain, who's like the big journalist in Brazilian bodybuilding over there, and he said that Junio, what's his name? Junio, I just mentioned him. He was taking fake gear for
Classic.
the Olympia. Yeah, apparently he's taking fake
Yeah.
gear for the Olympia, and he got his bloods done, and his levels were like his free testosterone was like 200.
Who was
Yeah,
it?
we all do. We all, when we
his
fail,
name's
we always say that we are on the fake gear.
Yeah, well, apparently, he was the guy who people thought should have or could have beaten Terence Ruffin, at that
Mhm.
Dubai Pro. So apparently,
I think
he was
he did.
taking fake gear for the Olympia.
I thought he should have beat Terrence. I like Terrence, but I thought he should have beat Terrence personally.
It's
I
hard to
heard
say
in-
if you're not there, but yeah, he
it-
did look
yeah,
absolutely
and-
outrageous.
And actually, you know, when you compare the Classic as the Classic, I think that
There he
when
is.
you look at Terence is like perfect definition of Classic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is. It's sometimes it's hard to ignore that much muscularity and conditioning. but
Exactly.
he looked like a bodybuilder. He looked like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do a couple of questions.
What about your guy
Cool.
when it comes to Classic, Lord Jones? Sorry.
Oh, he's moving open,
He's
but it's
gone
been a
open.
while.
Yeah, is he?
I
How is
gotta
he
talk
doing?
I don't know, but I haven't talked to him for a while. I should bring him on the show
Yeah,
and see what he's doing. I think he has a lot of potential. Just the
You know,
classic
he
thing.
seemed like a guy you wouldn't want to fuck with.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
When it comes to the classic thing, he was just too big, man.
He
Too
was
big
huge.
for classic.
His weight
Yeah.
didn't make any sense.
Bro, I would look at him and be like, "Yo, this guy is bigger than me. Well, how the fuck is he 230?
I
Like,
know. It made
what the
no
fuck?
sense.
What are we talking about? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Zayd,
I've
can you
always been
relax
that
your...
guy that I'm like heavier than I look. I feel like
Me
I'm
too.
always heavier than I look versus the other. I'd rather look heavier than I am.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, that's kind of my guy. All right, we don't have a lot of time, but you guys want to do some questions?
Yeah, I got
Zayd,
time.
can
Yeah.
you chill your... Zayd, can you chill? You're talking too much today.
No, I'm listening to you guys. I wonder why this guy never competed as a pro. Did he? Lord
He did.
Jones.
Which
He
one?
did in Classic.
Oh,
Lord Jones.
No, yeah.
He did the Arnold, didn't he? In the Arnold Classic in
He took like
Classic.
fourth or fifth.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He did Olympia as well. It's just that I don't know. On stage, he would look kind of flat, right? Kind of flattish because he had to lose so much size. I guess I don't know.
I think the thing is, man, with classic now, you've got to be, unless you're just one of those guys that has just that cut up, shredded physique from like a young age, you've got to spend some years really developing that quality on the physique. Because even Living Ho that we saw before, I don't think he'll win, even though he's got a crazy structure, because I just don't think he'll have that years of quality to the muscle. I think that Fabio Junior guy will just be too dense and beat him out.
Baby,
got-
why did you say this name that way? I'm never going to be serious now. Every time someone is going to read this Living Hope, I'm going to laugh about it.
I mean, that's
Sounds-
how it's spelled. Living Ho.
It's it
Mhm.
sounds even worse when you are Polish, because you can't say like we have accent on the H, so we're like ho.
Yeah, the way you say it.
Living Ho.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Would bodybuilding be more popular if there was more shit talking, similar to UFC?
No.
I don't know. It depends on the people. Like you saw with Nick, it always seems to surround Nick Walker. Like he had it with Blessing, and then with Tonio, and that gets people talking, the back and forth between the two guys. But I think Nick Walker does it well when he's obviously everybody knows that, like him and Blessing, I don't think they actually hated each other. And then him and Tonio probably are cool. But like the comments back and forth get people engaged.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, engaged,
Um,
but I don't think in a good way, because look, in bodybuilding, people are too sensitive. Look when
Yeah.
Martin, how he got, flamed, but for saying
That's
what?
true.
Mhm.
He didn't
Yeah.
insult anyone. He wasn't like, he looked like shit. He just said that he should have won. And everyone went like, oh, Martin is a bad guy. How could he have said it?
Yeah,
Mm.
like boxers.
Who doesn't feel that way when they get done with the show and it's a kind of a close call to them? Like, are you not
Yeah.
allowed to say you should have won?
It
Nah,
doesn't
you
work
should
in.
crawl to your hole and be like, nah, he should have won. He had won respectfully.
I don't think it works in bodybuilding the same way. Like
Yeah.
because bodybuilders and bodybuilding fans are sensitive. In boxing, somebody could talk shit about your family, and it is what it is. Nobody talks shit about them. They just go, oh shit, and then you fight. It doesn't become a big deal. Imagine if you lose to somebody and you talk shit about their family in bodybuilding, you would lose your sponsorships, fucking go to jail. It would be game over.
Get bashed.
So
Jordan, you have watched the Phil Heath's documentary. He has for sure mentioned that when people insulted him in bodybuilding, he was like not even touched, because the way that they insult each other on the NBA stage is
exactly.
another level.
Well, I mean, I will say there was part of the documentary where he actually talked about how he would allow himself when they talked in the documentary. Actually, there was a part where it was like he was the first Mr. Olympia to really deal with the Instagram social
He
media
was.
age. And he was kind of going over the fact that he would come back to people in the comments and kind of put energy towards that, and he had to stop doing that. So I think he got to a point where it didn't face him, but like at first, I think it really bothered him.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Yeah, but in
there's
comparison
some
to the
major
other sports,
negativity
it's
in
like,
bodybuilding.
Wait, what was that, Jordan?
yeah.
What you said, Jordan?
I just said there's some major negativity in bodybuilding. Like some of these pages thrive off of, we already mentioned this earlier in the podcast, but like some of these bodybuilding fans, for one, don't know anything they're talking about when they do comment, some of them, but also what they're willing to say and still call themselves a bodybuilding fan. I'm like, my gosh, you guys, like some of them are pretty harsh, and they're harsh on specific people that I don't understand where it comes from, because some of them are so nice. Like all the flack that Hunter gets, but he's such a nice dude. I don't know why people don't like him.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, there's a narrative, man. Narratives get created, and it's quite funny, like, because negativity gets views 100%, any industry. And sometimes I think we're in such a bubble that bodybuilders think they're the only ones that cop it, and they say this industry is negative. And I will say it is probably more negative than the average. So I 100% agree with you, Jordan, 100% on that. But you look at like I've gotten into Formula One lately, but you look at any sport or whatever, like NBA, for example. Like NBA, you go online and they're saying these players are washed. Like if a player scores 14 points a game instead of his normal 20, he's washed, his jumper sucks, he can't defend, he's this, he's that, whatever. You look at like James Harden, like when he was a top 10 guy or even top 5 in the league, people saying like he chokes, he sucks, he's not a playoff player. It's like you can be top 5 in the world and still just cop shit from random people. Yeah. But when we think of that, in reality, we're like, well, the dude's top 5 in the world. But I think bodybuilders, because they're not making like millions, unless you're one of the top guys, then it's going to feel a bit like if everyone's just shitting on you. It's like, I'm not even getting the kickback of making like heaps of money from this, and copying shit. At least if you're an NBA player, you're like, yeah, well, you can talk shit, but I've got 20 million coming in my bank account a year,
Yeah, right. That's
we got short-term memory, and we forget how people were treated when they were actively competing, right? Or for any other sport, right? When Jordan was competing, when Jordan was playing, Jordan was a ball hog. Jordan was mean. Nobody wanted to play with Jordan because he was so hard on them. But now he's retired. Oh, he's the greatest of all time, which he is the greatest of all time. Let's get that straight. But we don't talk about the negative. We only talk about how good of a player he was. We don't talk about his flaws. Same with Kobe. When Kobe was playing, the Lakers are still going to lose. You're not going to make the playoffs. You're a fucking ball hog. But he retires. This is the GOAT. And it's true. He is the GOAT as well. But while you're playing, you know what I'm saying? You get the shit talk until you're done, and then they miss you. Same way we see with Phil now. People talk so much about Phil,
and I definitely didn't love him at the time.
That's how it works. So it does happen for every sport. Bodybuilding, I think, because we're more of a niche sport. There's less of us, and a lot of bodybuilding fans are, I guess, I don't know if they're weirdos or whatever the case is, or they're kind of jealous that they can't do it at that level. Mm-hmm. So it makes them, because in other sports, there's a lot of fans of NBA who never played basketball ever. Whereas a lot of
never be on that level too.
Yeah, but most bodybuilding fans either work out, but a lot of them have competed, and maybe they thought they was gonna make it at a high level, at least, because everybody thinks they can be a fucking pro bodybuilder. Right. Everybody doesn't think they're gonna be an NBA player, but everybody thinks they can be a pro bodybuilder. But everybody can't, but they still believe it. So they have a certain level of jealousy, maybe too, because they couldn't do it. So that's what makes them so harsh. Yeah. They get kind of, but at the end of the day, when you're a top guy, you're gonna get shit talk till the day you retire. And everybody loves you after you retire.
I think the thing as well about bodybuilding, it's a little bit different, because you can talk shit about an NBA player or someone on their performance, but in terms of bodybuilding, so little is down to how you perform on the day compared to all the stuff that leads up to it. Because an NBA player, like, you can have a guy that's playing like crap, but there's still that hope they're going to come out and score 35, and turn their form, and their shot starts, going down. But in bodybuilding, if you talk crap about someone's physique and say, okay, just say when Ian Valliere, when he had that thing going on with his chest, right? That would be hard for him to take, because he's like, he would look and maybe go, yeah, exactly, my chest is coming apart. Like, I can't do shit about this. I'll do whatever I can, but this could be the end of my career. So if someone, because I did a video on it, but I'm like really thinking about, I could do a video and I know I could get more views. I could do it as Ian Valliere's career is done. Like
nerve damage,
capital letters, nerve damage, this, whatever. I did it and circled it on the image and stuff like that. But there's different ways you can do it in terms of being negative. Like, I've talked to other YouTubers about this and got like title suggestions and stuff. And there was one that I was going to do on Chris Bumstead. I'm still going to do the video, but the way you frame it actually, I'm going to do it very different. But the way you frame it is, I could frame it as being completely negative as negative. But then you still got to have that perspective of like, if that was me, like, would I get it? Would I be cool with it? You know, someone making a video like that on me. And it's like, I think sometimes it's like, people think, okay, this is probably going to be if I title it this way or do the thumbnail this way, that's an extra $200 in my pocket, you know, or $300 or $400 or whatever, you know, and it can make a huge difference. So it's like, you got to toe that line of being like, would I be cool with it?
Be respectful.
Would they be cool with it? And sometimes I make a video and I know the person's not going to like it just based off the thumbnail alone. Like, there's certain people I know just won't like it off a thumbnail or the title or whatever. And I get it, and everyone's different, but in other industries, man, like you're an F1 driver, you are getting torn apart, you know. And plus, if you're out in that industry. If you're not driving for an F1 team, I mean, you're gone. It's like your career is dramatically different. So they've got a lot more pressure than bodybuilders. But I get it, because it's on your physique. It's how you look. You know, it's different.
Speaking of Ian, right? Same. If Ian wins the show, and people are like, "Oh, bullshit! He got a gift. He should have lost that show." That was Ian's whole career. When he was losing, oh, he's underrated. Why is he 5th place? He should be higher. The moment he starts winning, he's getting a gift, right? But you can argue that, right? You can argue whether he won or not. Whereas if LeBron scores 50 points, you can't argue the 50 points.
Yeah, right.
If his team wins, you can't argue the win. So that's where it's different. Whereas it leaves leeway for people to be like, oh, this guy's overrated. But when it comes to LeBron's stats on paper are the best stats we've ever seen. Yeah, so on paper, he's the GOAT by far. So you can't argue that. Even though I believe Jordan's the GOAT, and you might believe Kobe is the GOAT, you can't argue what the stats say. So you can hate him all you want, but the stats still say what it says. But in bodybuilding, it doesn't matter, because you can say, well, I don't agree. You can say, well, I think his physique is shit. I don't think Ian should have won anything. And that's your opinion.
There are as well more chances of redemption when it comes to for example, NBA. You got the match like every week, something like this. And look,
every 2 days, bro. Yeah, 82 games of regular season, you know.
Yeah, look at for example, Jay Cutler's story. When he won, he was like criticized because he hasn't beaten the best Ronnie. Then he's lost to Dexter, and they all said that, he's done and so on. Then he came back, he won, and then they loved him again. There are just different. There are not enough times to redeem yourself before people start hating you. Because when you go to like games, game every week, people are going to forget quickly that you shot the last one.
Exactly.
And by the way, congratulations to C-Bum for becoming a dad. Woo.
They had the kid?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. When did they have that? Let me see.
Yeah, he even said that he had a peak week.
Did he post it?
C-Bum. Yeah, go C-Bum.
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
Like,
how did we miss it? I thought this would be like all over the place. Oh wait, did he post it?
Up and here.
This one?
Up, down. Yeah, with Courtney. Yeah, I guess we can call it a peak week. And it was 1 week before, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
he made a video becoming a dad or something like this.
Oh, I gotta check it out. I kind of want to wait for the official post before I report it. I want to see the baby. I don't know if they're gonna post the one.
Is that a new photo or is that pinned?
7 days ago.
1 week.
Yeah, she looks like she's about to pop. Yeah, they probably had it. They probably had the baby already by now, but they're probably just waiting to get home. You got to get home and shit. And
but I think he made a video becoming a dad. I will check it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do one more question. I gotta hop on another podcast.
You got hypo?
not yet. All right, one more question. I'm gonna try to get a good one. That's pretty good. What do you guys think is Sam Sulek's potential on stage? Is it in bodybuilding, classic? And how well or not well do you think he would do? Ooh, that's a good one.
Who's going first?
Don't know yet, bro. Like, there's no telling yet until we really. I mean, I don't think he's very classic. I think he'd be bodybuilding.
I don't think he can make the weight.
But okay, he does bodybuilding genetically. So we're talking about physical genetics, mental genetics, the whole nine. You think he has a discipline and motivation to be able to do it, and physically, like muscle insertions, muscle bellies? Do you think he has what it takes?
I mean, he's a young guy, bro. You learn discipline over time. You don't really know until you really go deep into it. And he's like trying to be competitive, you know.
I will tell you one thing: he's too smart to compete.
He doesn't need it, I don't think.
Why should he, risk losing his sponsorship, all of this mystique that, he's future Mr. Olympia, and that he has so much potential? What if he actually fails and he loses? What if someone shows up and he's better? His following may drop.
I said the same thing when someone was talking to me about that, bro. I thought the same thing because I'm like, the chance of him losing some local show and he has all this income coming in from his YouTube. I mean, the kid makes $250,000 a month. Like, he really has a lot to lose if he's gonna lose that mystique, like you said.
I don't think he should, but this specific question is just potential wise. I don't think he should. I don't think it's a smart move too, because he's already way past that as far as what he's doing financially. Not that financial is everything, because all of us chose to compete. It's not benefiting us financially. I mean, we spent way more money than we've made. That's for sure. But
if you wouldn't have competed, you wouldn't be there where you are now.
I don't agree with that. I think if I didn't compete, I would have more money than I have now.
But you wouldn't be on the place. You wouldn't be happy with what you're doing and so on, perhaps.
No, because I was in love with bodybuilding, so there was no other way I was going to do it. But if for whatever reason I didn't do bodybuild, I would make more. I'm also I'm a very smart person, man. It might not look like it, but I know how to make money. I just chose to do the sport. Like if my energy went towards business, I would do pretty well for myself. My energy happens.
No, what I mean is that now you are living the life that you actually really enjoy, And
I agree.
If you wouldn't have competed, you wouldn't be here.
Because
you met, you met Kanevsky and so on, and
everybody.
Yeah.
This is for sure what I want to do, So that's more important than money. At the end of the day, money is fun and everything, but if you're miserable, I live in West Hollywood. It's a lot of rich people here who are miserable. I've trained them, and they're lonely and they're miserable, but they're rich as fuck. They don't give a fuck. Yeah, they would trade that money in a heartbeat. It's easy to be broke and say all I want is money. Yeah, because you're broke, you have no money. But if you actually have money isn't everything. It's only everything when you have none of it. Is that
50 Cent said it best, that some people just know how to live their life better because they just, they may live in a 30 meters apartment, but they live with the right person.
Exactly. So
I think it's good, man, to be broke or to be low on money at some point in your life, to then be able to appreciate what it's like to have money, because then you've got that comparison. If you grow up with money, like a shitload of money in your pocket, and you've never had one slight, even tiny money issue, it would just naturally, it's going to be harder to appreciate it. So
yeah, 100%. Okay, but back to the question. So hypothetically, if he did compete, what do you think his potential? How high do you think his potential could be? It's hard to say.
He could do good, man. He's young. Like he's 21. We don't know how much shit he's used. We don't know anything. If you tell me Sam Sulek's using 2.5 grams, I'd say no. I'd say
if you guys are don't want to say it, I will throw myself under the fire And I've seen him train with Samson and so on, and I think that he can be a pro, but not a good one.
Yeah.
He can be a decent pro, like top 15, top 10 placing somewhere like this.
Why do you say that?
He isn't white. He doesn't have the structure. As you know, his for example, his waist and his hips are a little bit bigger. His shoulders his clavicles aren't that wide. He has loads of muscle for a 21-year guy. But when we speak about being Mr. Olympia,
no. We're not speaking about being Mr. Olympia. Just his potential. How good can he be?
Top 10 bodybuilder.
Nick Walker doesn't have a narrow waist. He doesn't have wide clavicles, but he's top 3 in the world.
Man, I'll tell you, I didn't think Nick Walker was going to be as good as he was.
Actually, Nick is quite wide when
he doesn't have wide clavicles. He just has a lot of muscle. Go back to when Nick was Sam's age.
Exactly.
And look at his clavicles. It wasn't wide.
Yeah, but in comparison, for example, to Derek, when they stand together,
Derek is wider than Nick.
But it's not like a huge difference.
Yeah, because he has so much muscle. But you got to keep in mind, Sam is 22. He's not 29, so there's going to be a difference.
But we can't judge like something like, perhaps he's going to add like 20 pounds of muscle, but perhaps 10 of it goes to the midsection. So from what I'm seeing right now, I have him like top 10 bodybuilder, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Oh, top 10 at the Olympia, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well, top 10, I would consider that a very good. I wouldn't consider that like a normal one in the middle. Yeah. I would consider that like a top pro. I think top 10 is the top pro.
Yeah, that's
like Regan Grimes.
That's a really good. Yeah, that's like a Regan Grimes.
I think I have a different outlook. I feel like any 21-year-old who is willing to have that amount of discipline to put on that much size and build a multi-million-dollar business, and he seems very smart and in tune with his body. All he seems to be rough around the edges. Like he needs a coach. I think he needs a coach. I think if he does everything right, I think he can go as far as he wants to, man. I don't think his genetics are the best ever, but I think it's more than good enough. I think he has good muscle bellies. I think he has good insertions. I think he has the tools.
Okay, don't get me wrong, baby. You, for example, have crazy genetics. Because every each of us can say that you have crazy genetics. What if Sam is totally not coachable as you used to be?
Yeah, well, those are things like we don't know. So I'm just trying to go by.
That's the same. That's just us like guessing.
Yeah, no, it's a hypothetical question, so it's gonna be guessing. But I'm not factoring in his coachability. I'm factoring in more so his genetics, right? So his physique, his muscle bellies, his shape, his structure, and also his discipline level. His coachability. I guess none of us knows, but if I'm going from guessing from what I'm seeing, I would assume that he can go very, very far. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be other factors, of course, like who his coach is and if he's even coachable. But putting that to the side, I think I would agree with top 10 guy. But to me, a top 10 guy is one of the best in the world. That to me is top 10 in the world.
Think about it that way, that from the top 10 to top 8, it's not that far. From the top 8 to the top 6, it's not like we are saying that he's shit. We're saying that he's really good. Because if I'd be top 10 in the world, I'd be jumping on my ears.
Yeah. Now, as far as classic, I just can't see it. I can't see it. Like he would. I think he wouldn't be a top 10 guy in classic. I don't think he would be a top 10 Olympian in classic.
You see already he has a thicker waist for classic. Like if you start out where he's at with the amount of muscle he has without a tiny little waist, then I don't think you have it cut out for you in classic.
You got to be perfect for classic. You have to be a perfect physique because there's nothing else you can do. You can't get bigger. Once you're in the
Right.
weight cap, that's it. So whatever you have, it has to be perfect everywhere. So that's the real battle of genetics. Open bodybuilding, you could fight against genetics just with muscle mass and conditioning, but in classic, you can't beat your genetics. It's a game of genetics at that point, you know. Pretty
Man,
much.
there's a few guys. There's a guy I used to coach, and shout out to him. His name's Tom Stanley, a classic guy in Australia. He was originally doing bodybuilding, and I always encouraged him to do I'm like, dude, do open, you know, like, and I was trying to be nice and just sort of like, you don't have the exact classic physique. He's turned pro now, man, and he has done very, very well. And when he's added muscle to his physique,
Wait,
he looks so much more aesthetic.
what's his name?
Tom Stanley.
How well is he doing?
Well, he hasn't competed as a pro yet, but if you saw where he came from, no, but he beat it. He won the nationals in Australia.
What was this animal's name?
Tom Stanley.
Not like Tom's. I mean the animal, the smiling one.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I didn't
Quokka.
call Tom the animal.
Yeah. What is this animal? I'm like, geez, you love Tom.
Yeah,
Let me
no.
look him up and follow him.
I mean,
Yeah.
what was the name of the animal?
Quokka. It's
Yeah, so he took
Hugh- Sorry.
he took the 10th place in the Quokka championship.
no. It's different here in Australia, man. We give out 2 classic pro cards a year. So he won the nationals. So he won the big one, and he beat out a really good guy in Jordan Medici as well. Who I'm trying to think if
I know
Jordan has
this
his pro
guy.
card now, but
That's
yeah,
impressive.
Jordan
Okay.
Medici and Tom Stanley. They're very close. I think Jordan won the state show. So this is where they're both from where I used to be from. I've actually done posing with both of them and coached them on that. But yeah, Tom won. Tom lost the state show, but then won the overall at the nationals. So these two are super, super close. But yeah,
That's
like
impressive.
Jordan was always that guy that, you know, always had a classic physique, you know, even early days. But then you've got Tom, who's literally out of a muscle to, you know, will overtake him at least in one contest. So it's yeah, guys can improve as long as they don't have, because I thought he had a wider waist structure, but he's been able to vacuum and then pull his waist and pose around it as well. And
Mhm.
his waist isn't that wide, but just adding that extra muscle, just
Can help.
the shoulders and on my arms and everything, it just makes it look
And
classic
he's an
to me,
animal,
you know?
so
Yeah, he's an animal. Go follow him.
At the amateur level, you can work around your genetics to a point, but at the pro level, to be at the Olympia level in classic, you have to literally be perfect. Like you can't have any flaws, because I got friends who made it to the Olympia, and I'm looking at them like, this guy has a perfect physique. He's shredded to the bone. There's no body fat. He's filled out everywhere. He can't be any better right now, but then he's getting last call out. You understand? That your last call out guys at the Classic Olympia have a perfect physique. So like, how the fuck do you move up? It's like you're just stuck, you know?
I think it's same with the bikini, you know, because
It is.
you have to be just born for bikini and for classic. Those are just categories when you can't do anything more than being born to it. As you said, in a bodybuilding or in a 212 or in a physique even, you can get even more peeled, you can become bigger, not taller, but bigger overall.
Taller,
But-
damn.
I'm gonna come in taller next show.
But you have seen some cases in classic. In classic, actually, they were coming taller.
I'm
Is
gonna
that some of that increlex for them? Is
Stretching them out.
Increlex.
taller?
I'm gonna come
Actually, I
in.
don't think so. Looking at my feet,
I'm gonna come in taller for the USA's. I want to show them like a different look. 6'1", baby. You know.
at this, you know, you need Stu's the haircut.
Yeah. To give me that extra.
Yeah.
Extra edge.
You know,
You can see Beatty with an afro.
Yeah, they would be like, "Is it Beatty? Is it that guy that speaks about steroids?" No, it's not. That.
No, it's not him.
It's not him.
Dude,
man.
were we speaking about this on my podcast, and we mentioned about the negroplasty off South Park? You know how they get the height.
Yeah. We saw that one.
Yeah, that's what Beatty's haven't done. You wonder what scars on his calves and quads are? That's like, oh.
Yo, Imagine I actually get. Have we ever seen anybody get calf implants for real?
People have back in the day. I've
I
heard stories back in the
some,
90s.
They
Yeah.
said Arnold. A lot of people were saying Arnold got calf implants. I don't know about that.
I've seen his calves look shredded, so not in the video I've seen. Like pumping iron, I think he flexes his calf and it looks pretty.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Well, because at one point he lost a lot of muscle. He still had huge calves, but that doesn't mean anything because Dorian lost a lot of muscle and still has huge calves. You know,
Might have got him for Conan or something. Just like I want his
Maybe,
calves to be
maybe.
jacked up at the bottom of the thing, you know.
I think Compton's calves look even bigger now that he's downsized. Actually, that's all I was looking at. Like his calves were just fucking
Proportionally.
crazy. Mhm.
Harrison, yeah.
But I think that's a wrap. I got to eat, man, before the podcast.
I got to eat too. I
Before
ate
go
when I
hype.
started the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm
What podcast are you doing, Beatty?
I'm gonna do Canadian beef.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
With
'cause,
this guy that you don't know, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think his name is Robin. I think something like that.
Robin Quokka.
Yeah. I mean, they basically they got to get American guys on there because the Canadian bodybuilders they're too bougie to do podcasts. They're too cool. They're too cool to hop on podcasts, so they got to get the American guys.
We're willing to do it, bro.
It must be nice in Canada. These Canadian guys, they get money, boy. You got Regan, you got Bumstead, motherfuckers is rich as hell. Fuck a podcast.
Fuad, Will Tennyson, like there's so many. Like, man, Will Tennyson, if you guys have seen him before, that dude is making bank on YouTube. Like he puts out videos and they get like millions of views on fitness.
Doucette as well.
You know?
Yeah, damn. Imagine good luck trying to get Ian Valier, Greg Doucette, even Ben Pukowski on your podcast. Like, who the fuck can you get? Quentin is cool. Quentin, but Quentin, cool. When he's in prep though, Antoine is cool. I don't know if he does podcasts or other people's podcasts, but he's cool.
Yeah.
When Quinn gets in prep though, he gets quiet. He doesn't. I don't think he really wants to do podcasts. I mean, yeah, in prep. I mean, none of us really want to do a podcast. 5 weeks out though. Let's be real.
I don't feel that bad 5 weeks out, bro.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, I got no choice now, but if it was before, I don't know if I'll be doing podcasts that close.
Zayd will be a great host. He speaks so much.
Yeah, he did. No, Zayd doesn't.
Sometimes
he don't like to cut people off. So he only
exactly. Honestly, that's.
Yeah. I feel like Zayd needs his own interview shows. You know.
Well, anytime we have less people on, he talks more. But anytime we have a lot of people on, we usually talk over each other. He's not into that. He don't talk over people.
Hey man, that's
actually before, like 2 podcasts before, he got even pissed. I was laughing so hard when I saw Zayd pissed. I was just you can't when you are pissed, you are so sweet that you just
He don't want anybody to call him light heavy. He's tired of the light heavy.
Yeah, exactly. When someone called me light heavy, it was like, I'm heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because once you're
true,
pro,
bro. Only if you know what I had to do to make that fucking weight, dude. I had to kill myself.
I saw those videos.
Yeah. No, he's right. Is that because once you're pro, you're no longer like when Derek Lunsford turned pro was light heavy, but
exactly. Our current Mr. Olympia used to be a light heavy. So
yeah, Jordan was a heavy, right?
I was barely a heavyweight. I was right at
Tonio used to be a light heavy.
Yeah. Once you turn pro, you're no longer a light heavy, Zayd. So Zayd is open now. No more light heavy.
That was the featherweight, so.
I'm working on it, bro. You're gonna be really proud next time I step on stage. I'm gonna take my time. I'm actually inspired by Jordan right there. He's like one of the guys I look up to. Showed me that a long off season is necessary, and that's what I'm trying to do. Next time step on stage will be a lot bigger and thicker.
Slow and steady wins the race. Jordan has been going slow and steady, and now we're gonna see all that work he put in. It's gonna show now.
Can we call it actually slow and steady when he was 300?
Yeah, but he took his time. He took his time to get 300.
You know,
I
I know what Beatty
because-
I know what Beatty means though. It's like slow
Yeah.
and steady is like so relative because like I'm sure Jordan off season pushing his food, obviously
He
still
is.
doing stuff, you know, like but he could probably go to another level where he's doing 100 IU of insulin a day and,
Exactly.
and 5 grams of gear and stuff like that. And yeah, you might add a few more pounds, but it's like it's going to look like shit, you know. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's what you mean by slow and steady, right, Beatty?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We could
in
get
Poland, we call it
irresponsible,
cruise.
but we're not.
Yeah.
Huh?
Xavier, in Europe, we call it cruise, those dosages.
Oh, cruise. 5 grams and 100 IU of insulin. But dude, it was funny. I don't know if you heard on Mills was on a podcast the other day, and I don't know if it was John De La Rosa or whatever. Someone saying like something about. I think it was John De La Rosa said something like 5 AU of insulin, and then Mills is like, "This is really nothing," you know. It's like it's disgusting. He's like 5 AU. What the fuck is this shit?
You gotta love Milos though, because I feel like a lot of the older guys, they try to sugarcoat it. They try to downplay it a lot.
Oh,
And
he's
Milos,
real, yeah.
he always calls them out. Like when he says, Dennis said, "No, I didn't do insulin until 2000." He's like, "No, you did it in 99." He's like, "No, I didn't." And then eventually, Dennis like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I did it in 99." They start to forget. The memory starts to get short, Mil. Milos don't forget anything.
I remember the best part of this podcast was when someone accused Dexter when Dexter was there.
I saw that
Someone
one. Yeah.
accused him of
Synthol.
Synthol or something, and he was like, "Be fucking careful. Be fucking careful."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because he was telling Cormier, he was like, "You're the one who taught me how to do it. So how are you gonna sit here and say, you never did it?" You know. Cormier said the same thing about insulin. He was talking about insulin, and then he was like, "Yeah, I never did it." And I think it was Dennis James like, "Wait, what?" Of course, yeah, you fucking did it. You was doing it, you know. And Milo's like, "Yes, you did. You did it with me." Yo, they get that short term memory. Real
And
quick.
Milos is like, putting his another diary from the notebook from his backpack, like,
Yeah,
you did it in the 7th of June, 1993, and you have print 13 IUs.
Hey, I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed about. It's bodybuilding.
No.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't think we don't care what you do as long as you bring the physique. You know, it's up to your own morals, your own judgment, and your own health. That's going to decide what you can get away with or what you want to do. I don't care what the fuck anybody does. Your arm could be 25 inches full of Synthol. If it looks real, I don't fucking care. It got to look good though. That's for sure.
If it
I don't
looks
care what's
bad,
there.
you are just mental.
Yeah, shit. From what I've heard, Kevin Averoni and Flex, they were both full with something, oil or Essiclean or whatever. Looks great to me. I don't give a fuck what was in there.
I heard some stories that one year Levroni bought all of the Novotol there was on the market.
I did hear that. Yeah. I got a bunch here too. I got like 20 bottles of them, and I don't use it because I don't like how. Yeah, I wanted to pull a Levroni and put it in all my body parts, but it doesn't look good in me, so I kind of left that alone. I try. If you have short, peaky muscles, it looks weird, So I'll put it in my bicep, and I have like 3 biceps growing on my bicep. It looks stupid. So it works. I think like Jordan, he has like long muscle bellies, right? Would you say that?
Yeah, I do.
I think it would look good on you. But
Okay,
everything
you can pump them up a lot more.
You can put all my muscles are short. All my muscles are short and round. That doesn't look good with oil. That looks. Imagine Kai Green putting. Oh, he probably did though. I don't think Kai Green putting shit on his biceps. It looks weird because it's short.
And when you post in, imagine Kai Green put in and you post, I was like, don't do it.
Yeah, because he probably did it anyways. But
I'm sure.
All right, gentlemen.
Beatty, you should just become famous, man. Just shoot up your whole body the day before a show. Make it look like Synthol and just be the Synthol guy that stands on stage. Every body part.
Okay,
quads.
so all right, so
hit some nerves.
I'm gonna do USA's. If I'm not in the middle of the first call out, if I'm on the side, I'm gonna come back for finals. And I'm gonna pin everywhere. I'm gonna just pin my traps.
Like
my
Michelin guy.
They're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?" Oh, he's gonna win now. You gotta rejudge
He came in full.
Yeah. Shoot your chest right before going on stage and like have like blood coming out, man. You'll go viral. People spot that, circle it, zoom in. I can do it, bro. I can do it. We'll get views.
I'm gonna get more views on the podcast after that.
Then just come out and say you missed your
sure.
peak. I missed my peak.
I'm not even joking though. If I don't get center or close to center, I'm gonna come back for finals. Fucking loaded the fuck up. Watch. I'm bringing.
How many people have done that, do you reckon? Just like full gone. Okay, I'm not close. Let's go. There's some people that are insane.
Imagine I come back and I look like Kevin Levrone, bro.
It works.
Post his music and everything. Shave your head.
Imagine if Tyler's like, "Hey, if Beatty, if you would have come like this at prejudging, you would have won the whole show." All right, next time I'm gonna come back for nationals full blown. Watch.
You'll see. You look like Kovac somehow. You know, you just mess it all up.
Holy shit! All right, gentlemen, let's sign out now.
All right, guys.
Man.
Been
Thanks,
good.
Guys. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
on,
guys.
Boys.
Bye.
Yeah.